Home of country music. Since the early days of radio, the nation has tuned in to WSM and now to TNN for their country music. But as the music industry grew, Nashville nurtured another American institution, stock car racing. Some former track champs here have taken wing from the Nashville nest to rise to the very pinnacle of our sport. And today, these favorite sons return home to reclaim their turf. But the Music City has long been a place where dreams come true. And for these young drivers, Nashville's the next stop in their dream of becoming Busch Grand National champion. From Nashville, Tennessee, home of the Nashville Network and Opryland, USA, it's the Opryland USA 320 on TNN Motorsports. And it is a beautiful day for racing here in Middle Tennessee. The temperature is going to go up into the middle 70s, light breeze, mostly sunny day, and a great day for racing. Hi, everybody, I'm Mike Joy. Bright lights, big city. We're in Music City, USA, Buddy Baker, and everybody's just really excited to be here with the Busch Grand National Series after an absence of many years.
Oh, Mike, this place is so rich in tradition. Everybody's happy. Drivers, fans. The last ticket was sold at 9:30 this morning. There is no room anywhere for any more spectators. The drivers are real excited about being back here. So are we.
Well, they're sitting up on top of the fence and on the billboards and all around this racetrack. It was even hard to find a place to put the spotters. So, with the Opryland USA 320, a lot of special guests. Let's go trackside and the Oak Ridge boys.
Before we sing, though, one time, let's everybody give a big hand to our drivers and crew members out here that are going to entertain us today with some great racing here in Nashville, Tennessee. All right. Oh, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Packed house here at Nashville Speedway, USA. Reserve seats sold out 2 weeks after they were announced on sale. As Buddy said, the last standing room ticket sold early this morning. Bit of controversy with today's race, so let's go right to the pits. Ralph Shaheen.
The V6 engine is nothing new to Busch Grand National Racing, but quite possibly it could be the key to winning here this weekend in Nashville. Randy Porter used it to turn the second fastest time in qualifying. Unfortunately, he did it in second round. He'll start 26th. But Randy, what is it about this V6 engine that might make it a winner here today?
Well, basically, Nashville's pretty rough on tires. Chews them up pretty quick, and the V6 is a little down on power versus the V8 in the torque area up off the corners. Here, it's kind of hard to hook up everything you've got anyway, so maybe while they're having to ease on the gas, I can use all the power I got, and then that way it evens the power ratio up.
Randy Porter came just shy of a great top 5 finish at Richmond. The guy who won that race is standing by with our Larry McReynolds.
I'm here today with today's third-place qualifier, Kenny Wallace. Kenny, you've won the last 4 Busch Grand National races on the circuit, dating all the way back to August of last year. You're here in front of your team's hometown track and fans. How's things looking for you today?
Well, Larry, you know, this has been an unusual circumstance. Goodyear has only allowed us so many tires to run the whole weekend on, so You know, we got a lot of practicing out of the way yesterday around 12 and 12:30, and the car felt really good at that time. So you know, we're just going to have to see what works out for us. The surface is 25 years old, and I think the car who can get enough forward bite and get a hold of this old pavement will be the best.
Well, that's the story from Kenny Wallace. Let's go to today's pole sitter, Dale Waltrip. He's with Glenn Jarrett.
Well, that's right, I am, Larry. And when it comes to experience, nobody has more of it here at Nashville, Tennessee than this man, Darrell Waltrip. This is where it all got started. 7 Winston Cup victories. He's won in everything here. Man, that experience has got to be a good thing for you.
Well, it certainly helped us qualifying because don't get a whole lot of practice before you qualify, so having a little local knowledge didn't hurt anything. But having a great race car doesn't hurt anything either. And Terry Labonte and all his crowd has brought me a great car to drive, and I just want to win this race for M&W Windows and them.
And real special about running here in front of the hometown fans, too.
Oh, that's what it's all about. As you know, I mean, there's several thousand people here today. I know most of them. They've all seen me. They've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly with me here at this racetrack. I've won, I've lost. I've done about everything you can do here. It's just a real fun place for me to come and compete. When they fire engines, I can hear them running at my house, and I'm going to be here.
And he's going to be there at the end of this race today. Keep your eye on Darrell Waltrip. He will be tough today. We'll be back for more from the Opryland USA 320.
There's one thing that a racing engine and a straight engine have in common. You want them both to last.
Haviland Formula 3 from Texaco.
To build a race engine that holds up, you have to use the best of everything, and Haviland does that job.
No other leading motor oil offers more complete protection to help your car run better, last longer. Good enough for Robert Yates. Haviland Formula 3. Why add just any motor oil? Add more life to your car.
You about finished? How's it going? Great. We have a lot of good mechanics that shop at AutoZone. Well, you also have a lot of people who just want to save some money by doing a simple job themselves, like changing their oil or putting in new plugs. They just want to come in, get what they need, and get out. Well, at AutoZone, we have parts for just about every car made. So if you know what you want, great. But if you're not quite sure about something, no problem. We'll help. After all, that's what we're here for.
No trendy health club. No $60 shorts. No bull. Speed Stick. Its no-nonsense formula never quits. It works and works. Protects all day, no matter what. Speed Stick for 110% protection. Like you, it never quits.
By minute. Leave it to Peerless Faucet to create a shower so smart, it can not only sense when a toilet has been flushed, it can also adjust the water temperature accordingly. Scald Guard technology by Peerless. Get more out of your faucet than just water.
Today on TNN Outdoors. No matter where adventure finds him, Ron Shearer knows why they call it the Great American Outdoors. Today on TNN Outdoors.
Today's exclusive coverage of the Opryland USA 320 on TNN is brought to you by Haviland Formula 3 Motor Oil. Add more life to your car. And by the more than 1,000 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts.
2 laps to green, so let's race through the starting grid here. Darrell Waltrip is on the pole, 3rd career pole and first since 1990. Jason Keller has his 4th front row start. Kenny Wallace won at Richmond on TNN. Elton Sawyer 10th last week at Atlanta. That's the front 4. David Green, defending series champ, and 2-time winner Chad Little. Sterling Marlin, former Speedway track champion, and Bill Parsons, 6th at Rockingham. Rick Wilson, 9th at Atlanta. Bobby Donner is one of 5 drivers with a V6 engine today. Terry Labonte, runner-up at Richmond 2 weeks ago, and Larry Pearson has the track qualifying record here. Jeff Fuller and Curtis Markham, the 2 leading rookies. Chris Diamond, his 4th Busch race and best start ever. Tim Feedwa had a strong 4th at Atlanta last week. Twice track champ Bobby Hamilton and Stevie Reeves had a career best 6th at Richmond. Michael Waltrip 2nd at Daytona. Hermie Sadler 5th at Atlanta last week. Johnny Benson Jr., the Atlanta winner and point leader. Jim Bound 3rd at Atlanta, a career best. Rodney Combs 4th in the points, and Doug Hebron. Tracy Leslie and Randy Porter 2nd fastest in the field with that V6. Jeff Purvis from Tennessee and Robbie Reiser from Wisconsin. Joe Bessie, who was 9th at Rockingham, and Bobby Hillen. Mike McLaughlin 4th at Richmond as a V6 today, and Dirk Stevens. Dennis Setzer, who won twice in his rookie season last year, and Kirk Shelmerdine. Tommy Houston finished third here in '84. Jeff Green has 2 top 10s. John Tanner, the road race specialist, a rookie, as is Shane Hall, who makes his Busch Series debut. Patty Moise and L.W. Miller are the provisional starters. Here is Jason Keller, the Budget Gourmet Chevrolet. Will be carrying several onboard cameras. There's a look out the right side window. And a look at Jason Keller. There is his roof cam, looking forward at the pace car. Dirk Stevens, the Duraloo automobile, will also have an in-car race car as we're about to come to green, and Porter Wagoner will be the man with the flag from the Grand Ole Opry on the flag stand, and he waves the green. We're racing at Nashville, Major League NASCAR style.
Boy, Jason Keller got a tremendous jump on Darrell Waltrip. He's some 5 car lengths there. That's questionable there, whether that's okay or not. He really got a jump, though. You see, Darrell dropped all the way to 3rd. Maybe something happened to the car on the start that made him fall back like that.
Waltrip driving the number 11 MW Windows Chevy, a car provided by Terry Labonte. They have black flag Jason Keller. They ruled that he jumped the start. Oh, what a shame.
Boy, I tell you what, that takes the wind right out of your sails this early in the race to have to come in. There will be a stop-and-go penalty, but oh boy, you can bet one thing, his adrenaline's up.
35 mile an hour pit road speed means that Keller may or may not be able to get in and out without losing a lap.
He's back underway now, going down pit road.
Darrell Waltrip down to the inside will slip to 4th. As Phil Parsons in the Luxair Chevy gets past. It is Elton Sawyer up front in the Ford.
Okay, you see number 11 there on Darrell Waltrip's car. There was a 17, Robbie Reiser, in the field. That's his number, so he made him change his number. He was 17 when he qualified.
Let's go back to the start of the race. Moments ago, you're not allowed to pass until you get to the start-finish line. At the initial start of the race,
the pole man dictates the speeds coming to the flag, so that's what happened. He dictated the speed from the outside position. That's why they brought him in.
Jason Keller back on track with a stop-and-go penalty is on the lead lap, and trouble on Sterling Marlin.
Boy, Sterling come off the corner there. He was in a lot of trouble, but he got her straightened up, and he's back on the inside there. That's he and Chris Markham coming off the corner side by side.
Markham in the Hensley Racing Lysol number 63. Daytona 500 winner Sterling Marlin returns to the Speedway where he won the track championship to drive this number 2 car today. Terry Labonte moving up just ahead of Marlin. Trouble in the back straightaway. Chris Diamond has crashed, and Bobby Hillen locks it up, trying to miss everybody. And who is that? John Tanner slides into Diamond. Oh. That is John Tanner's Caterpillar number 95.
Wow, that car is some kind of messed up. You can see the rear end house is knocked way over to the left.
Graduate of the IMSA Xerox Saab Series, crashing hard here. After Chris Diamond spun, there's Diamond's J&L Motors number 68, one of the 5 V6 powered cars. After Diamond spun, a lot of cars locked up the brakes behind him, making it very tough for cars in the back of the pack to see. We'll have a look at what happened for you in just a moment. We'll be right back to Nashville after this.
You got the winning color. When it comes to getting my oil change, it's basically a no-brainer. I mean, I always use Pennzoil. If you don't keep something lubricated, it's not going to last.
Now with the revolutionary Pennstar molecule, Pennzoil clings to moving parts, works like liquid ball bearings.
It's showtime, baby! Play Pennzoil Sport to the Final Four. Win 1 of 4 trips for 2 to the Final Four in 95 or 96. Over 86,000 other prizes. Get details where you buy Pennzoil. It'll be awesome, baby!
Phew! Foot odor. Knock foot odor out of your life with genuine odor eaters insoles. Only soft, comfortable odor eaters contain super-activated charcoal, an exclusive patented form of the world's most powerful odor destroyer. Scholl's doesn't have it. Do something about those smelly feet. Get odor eaters insoles. Odor eaters are so strong, they actually knock foot odor out of your shoes and out of your life. Genuine odor eaters insoles.
When I punch the clock, I'm a working machine. I got boots to do the job, got my Wolverines. I can tame a wild jackhammer, rewrite miles of interstate. I can work like hell, never get the blues, 'cause I feel like heaven in my Wolverine boots. Wolverine door shock, guaranteed comfort for your money back. Work like hell, feel like heaven. Wolverine door shock, made in the USA.
Dear Midas, while visiting my family in Gainesville, my brakes made strange noises and stopped working. I went to 2 dealers and got the same answer.
We can't get brake parts for your car. We can't get brake parts for your car.
A 3rd dealer suggested,
call Midas.
Your guys removed my wheels, inspected my brakes, and told me,
we can take care of it.
My hat goes off to your employees for such helpful service. Thank you. Bill Cohn.
Welcome back to Nashville Speedway, where they're hooking up Chris Diamond's car. Tough break for Diamond, who is making his 4th career Busch start and his best starting spot ever, 15th. Very short day. Here you look at Nashville Speedway from the perspective of turn number 1, and you see how narrow the straightaways are here when somebody gets sideways. Let's have a look at, there goes Diamond.
Okay, Chris got sideways, coming off the corner there, hit the inside wall, but look at all the smoke going up there. The cars behind him start locking the brakes up. Bobby Hillen comes by, smoking the tires. You see him on the brakes there. And it's just a chain reaction, people trying to miss people slowing down that started, as you'll see in a second. Another car comes through here and slams into him as he sits still. There he, oh!
And a lot of damage to John Tanner's Caterpillar car as well. Ralph Shaheen is with John Tanner.
John, what did you see from where you were sitting?
All I saw was a big cloud of smoke, and I think I got on the brakes too hard, and it just turned around on me, and I think I hit either the inside wall or the guy I think maybe was up against the inside wall. It's just one of those unfortunate things that happened to Caterpillar Chevrolet today, you know. Crews worked really hard on it, and we were just looking to go around and see the checkered flag today, and just, you know, one of those things that happens. I mean, we'll come back, we'll be ready for next weekend in Darlington. You know, it's just a shame for the sponsor, Caterpillar and Champion and Shell. But we'll go ahead and get them back, and we'll keep our spirits up and look forward to the next one.
Looked like you hit pretty hard. You okay?
Yeah, I'm a little shaken up. I think I hit pretty hard. I came out of there, and I saw some dirt and stuff. I figured, well, someone's gotten around or something, and then they just stopped in front of me. I never saw any hands or anything, and I went to the brakes, and I just turned around on me. I'm not sure why. And once it did that, I was a passenger. So.
Tough break for John Tanner. Perhaps compounded by the fact that the spotters here have to be stationed on top of their car haulers. There you see one where they're picking up our TNN live feed. And that's not a very high vantage point. You see, it's just even with the wall there at turn 1. That's looking from turn 3 into turn 1. So when things get crowded on the backstretch, buddy, it's going to be real tough to see there.
Well, it's tough anywhere. Even with the spotter telling you what's going on, when everybody starts checking up, the further back in the line you are, the more difficult it is to slow down. That's hard for people to understand, but you know on interstates when you come up on traffic and stop, further back, people start crashing back there that aren't involved in the first wreck.
Tom Roberts, PR man for Kenny Wallace, bought a ticket for car owner Filbert Martossi so he could sit up high in the grandstand spot for his team. So
that's a cheap ticket, believe me.
I don't know.
No, I mean, as far as keeping the car out of trouble and all,
yes.
You can see everything in the grandstands here. Great grandstand. I tell you what, this is tradition here.
Absolutely. Here's our AutoZone race analysis, brought to you by the more than 1,000 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, best parts in auto parts. You know, the last time they ran Winston Cup here, the total purse, Mike Helton from NASCAR was telling me, was $188,000 in 1984. Look at today. They have posted a potential $225,000 in purse and prize and point money.
Mike, this is kind of like winning at Darlington or Daytona or places like that. A driver likes to have that on his resume. I won at Nashville.
That's right. And Buddy Baker's one of his 2 Winston Cup short track wins came right here at what was then Nashville Raceway in 1973. Let's go to the pits.
Well, guys, I'm in Darrell Waltrip's pits. We commented about how he fell back early. When the caution came out, this is his crew chief, David McCarty. When the caution came out, they looked like they were going to come in. Maybe thought he had a right side tire going down, but he stayed out. What is the story?
Well, Darrell got into a car. I don't know who it was up there in turn 1 and 2 a little while ago, and got bumped in the right front. We thought maybe we might have cut a tire. The fender was into it, and it looks like we might have knocked the toe off a little bit. We're just going to have to ride this next little bit and see how it is. If we get an early caution, we're going to come in and try to fix it.
Well, that's the story here. They had a lot of discussion about trying to decide about what to do, but like he says, they're just going to wait it out right now. Hopefully that's the right thing to do.
Well, as we could see, unfortunately, they can't see what we can see. The right front does have some damage right in front of the tire, and it looked like the fender might be just maybe ticking the right front a little bit. But as you know here, you're turning left a lot, so that'll pull it away from that bent fender. So straightaway is the only place he'll feel it.
We're cleaning up after a caution for Chris Diamond and John Tanner. 13 laps on the books here in Nashville.
So when I turn the key, it sounds like my starter is going bad. And so I figured since I heard about AutoZone, it was as good a place to try as any, right? But get this. I go in there to buy a starter. The guy tells me we need to test my old one first just to make sure that's not the problem. It turns out that it's the solenoid switch. That one little test gave me a big headache. You know, that AutoZone's all right. And when you get service like that, I mean, you don't forget it.
No matter what you drive, with proper maintenance, you'll get quicker acceleration, improved fuel economy, better passing ability, and less downtime. 4 out of 5 cars need maintenance. Is yours one of them?
Welcome back to the Opryland USA 320 live on TNN. You're riding with Jason Keller. At the front of the field, Elton Sawyer in the Ford Credit Ford. His 200th career Busch start today.
Elton Sawyer told me last night, he said, the last time I started in 4th position, I won the race at Myrtle Beach. So he is pretty happy about this, and you can see he's really hooked up here.
There's a look at Darrell Waltrip. Darrell does have one of our TNN microphones in the car. You know, Darrell comments on a lot of the Busch races when we run them on the day before the Winston Cup race, but he made a deal with Terry Labonte to run this car here about a month ago. It's the second time that the Labonte team has loaned out this car to a one-day driver. Bobby Labonte drove it, put it on the pole. Darrell Waltrip's in it. He's got it on the pole.
That same car won 3 races last year with Terry Labonte driving it, so it's got a lot of tradition behind it also.
For the restart.
Pace car's pulling off. They're coming down now to get the green flag.
Chad Little is in second. Phil Parsons in third. Waltrip in fourth. Kenny Wallace in fifth. David Green is sixth. And Rick Wilson seventh.
Boy, Doug Heveron went right up against the outside wall there in turn 3. I think he come in there on the restart a little hot and had to miss the traffic on the inside, but everybody's going down the back straightaway in line.
He and Rodney Combs got together as they took the green flag. Front 4 cars make a little distance on Kenny Wallace and the rest of the field.
Well, the smart drivers right now, I appreciate everybody getting out there and trying to lead the race, but right now the smart driver will sit back there and wait and see just how long these tires will run, and then you'll see the better cars come to surface about halfway through this race.
2 reasons for that. One is the surface of this racetrack has been very abraded. The front straightaway was last paved in 1970, the corners in 1973. The prior tenant here at the Nashville Fairgrounds did not want to make the investment of new pavement because the lease was expiring at the end of last year. New Speedway President Bob Harmon has plans to pave the track, but couldn't do it because of the winter weather prior to this race. So it makes things very slippery for the cars trying to get traction here. And the tire wear has been extreme.
Well, Darrell's car don't seem to be able to get down in the corner like he likes for a race car to do. He's running in 4th place right now. You see Kenny Wallace there in the number 8 car. He's working him over right now, trying to get that groove so he can get by him.
That battles for 4th place. Here comes Wallace to the inside. And Waltrip comes right down to the yellow line to cover the spot.
Mike, as we go along, this outside groove will start working then today too, but right now everybody's preferred line is right around the bottom of the racetrack, and I'm sure that Kenny Wallace is saying, hey, Darrell Waltrip's not the worst person in the world to race with.
No, but look at how the pack is closing down on that group while the first 3 get away a little bit. David Green's right there. And so is Rick Wilson.
Well, Kenny's looking him over right and left right now. He's going to try to make a move before too long here. See David Green there, the third car, the red car there coming in behind Kenny Wallace. He's looking him over pretty good, trying to put a move on Kenny.
So far, everyone running right down on the bottom of the racetrack. Won't be for long.
No, they'll have to. When they get into lap over traffic, that's when that outside lane will really play a big part in this race.
It did yesterday for Scott Hansen, who won the Slim Jim All-Pro 200.
Ooh, I'm telling you, that was a smooth race car driver. I watched him yesterday. I think he slipped one time in 300 miles.
I think you're right. Darrell Waltrip in number 11. Kenny Wallace in the 8th. The Phil Martossi Ford looks inside. Not that time.
Well, what Kenny's got to hope for is a real good run off the corner and maybe get under Darrell and get enough position on him where he can get in the corner ahead of him. But Darrell's holding this group up right now.
There you see the gap from third back to fourth, Darrell. And here's 6th place David Green. There's your front three. Elton Sawyer, Chad Little, and Phil Parsons. 2 Fords and a Chevrolet.
The fourth car in that group right there, that's Rick Wilson. He's moving up into the front here also. That's a very good race car. That's a food fair car and
Food Country.
Food
Charlie
Country,
Henderson's
yes,
car.
and that thing runs good every time.
Johnny Benson, the point leader in the Lipton T Chevrolet, moving up. Just put it underneath Michael Waltrip to climb up another spot. Johnny Benson started this race back in 21st position.
And the one car just in front of them, that's Hermie Sadler.
15th place is what they're racing for. Pulling up on Tim Fedua, and just ahead of him, Jeff Fuller. Here's Benson, carrying a lot of momentum with that point lead and a big win last week in Atlanta.
He said that felt so good you can't believe it. I mean, once you get that first win under your belt for the year, everything kind of momentum carries you a long ways in this sport. Look at Mike Waltrip. He's moving in the outside lane there, trying to make a pass. Won't be long for a lot of people are using that lane.
Michael drops it in there. Pulls up to the rear quarter panel.
Oh, I hope Johnny Benson sees him. That's a bad place to put that car. Up. That little chrome horn there. Yes, that was me on the outside that you cut off.
Well, the bumpers are both yellow. You'd never be able to tell.
Well, the biggest thing is there's a blind spot in the quarter panels of these race cars, and when a car comes up on the outside like that, you can pull over a lot of times and not know someone's there.
At 15th place, Johnny Benson at 74, Michael Waltrip, the Pennzoil number 30. And now it's Benson who has a look up about half a groove, looking over Hermie Sadler's DeWalt Tools number 1. Trying to get things worked in here. Terry Labonte's moved up another spot. He just took over 6th place from Rick Wilson.
That's what everybody said. In about 40, 50 laps in this race, you'll see Terry Labonte come right directly to the front. There's Darrell Waltrip in the 11 car going by Phil Parsons in the 99 Luxair car.
There's that pack in the front straightaway. David Green makes the move under Kenny Wallace. Got the racing room. Wallace has to go upstairs. And David Green squeezes in there.
Boy, that's a nice move. That's knowing your race car. He didn't have to look in the mirror. He could feel that he was by. Terry Labonte makes the move.
That's why Kenny Wallace didn't want to give David Green a lot of room, because he knew Labonte would be right behind him. Up front, it's getting heated for the lead. As we watch this battle, there is Elton Sawyer now with Chad Little right in his tire tracks.
I think Chad Little's led every race that he's been in, the Busch Grand National race this year. This car is extremely strong, but I'll tell you something else. This boy is driving his heart out this year. You talk about momentum. 2 wins already. The 23 car there, the Bear car. Look at him. He's making a move for the lead right as we speak.
And once Little got underneath him, I think Sawyer did the smart thing. He let him go. Once Chad Little got track position on him, he said, well, we'll fight this battle a little later.
Well, I think right now that Elton Sawyer may have used his tires just a little more, and he's dropping back just a little bit now.
Man in trouble may be Jason Keller. He is 37th, and he is not too far in front of the race leaders from going a lap down. We'll be right back.
Now at Pep Boys, get any 4 35,000-mile Cornell 800 all-season tires at an incredible low $99.96. That's right, any size, any set of 4, just $99.96 at Pep Boys now. 49 cents. Not a lot to pay for quality. Now at Pep Boys, Champion spark plugs just 49 cents after mail-in rebate. That's right, Champion plugs just 49 cents at Pep Boys now.
Thanks a lot.
Delicious. It was wonderful.
Okay.
What's all the fuss about?
Look, it's Dave. Thanks, Dave.
Why is everybody thanking Dave?
Way to go, Dave. Thanks, Dave.
Well, Wendy's delicious Monterey Ranch chicken sandwich is back with Wendy's whole breast filet, Monterey Jack, and creamy ranch dressing with bacon. It's the sandwich everybody loves.
And Dave, I just want to say thanks.
Well, that's a relief.
If you got lots of leisure time and nothing else to do, and wanna be happy as we, just grab your hat and get your boots on. Pretty soon you'll be long gone to the cowboy.
Championship Rodeo on TNN tonight.
What makes the perfect family room? Sports on a big screen TV. Games for the kids. Plenty of good friends. Great food. Ice-cold beer on tap. And dirty dishes that disappear all by themselves. That's what you'll find in the perfect family room. That's exactly what you'll find at Beef O'Brady's. Good food, good sports.
For the past 2 decades, the Buccaneers have been Tampa Bay's football team. Now the Buccaneers enter perhaps their most important season. We need you every step of the way, from opening day to winter's decisive battles. Special pricing and premier seating are now available for $19.95 Buccaneer tickets. There will never be a better time to get your season seats. So, do it now.
Welcome back to Nashville. You're riding with Jason Keller as he works to try to keep from going a lap down. He just passed Bobby Hillen. Patty Moise came with him, but right behind them is race leader Chad Little. Remember, Keller had a stop-and-go penalty for jumping the initial start of the race. He is trying hard to keep from getting lapped. Michael Waltrip made a pit stop. That car was smoking. It's now back on track. Here's Ralph.
Mike, the problem with Michael Waltrip's car is they think they have some oil overflowing out of the machine. And once that burns off, they think he'll be okay. Jason Keller chose the wrong gear, and they're trying to get up to speed with that. They think they'll be okay once they get him up through the field.
He has now been lapped. That's Chad Little just in front of him.
Boy, I tell you what, track position is so important here. When you lose that and have to go to the back like they did when they got black flags for jumping the start there, he's got a very good race car, but Chad Little is hooked up and moving right away from him. Look at Chad Little get sideways coming out of the corner.
Look at everybody sideways today.
Mike, I talked to a crew chief this morning. He said it's about a tenth a lap as these tires start going away. Then it's the guy that slides the best.
Yes. The guy with the tightest loose race car. Here's Elton Sawyer, and Terry Labonte's working on him.
Terry Labonte has got by Darrell Waltrip and has moved right on up to the front here.
Michael moves past Darrell. Now, Michael Waltrip with the 30 car has fresh tires after that pit stop, but is several laps down. Let's have a look at the tires that came off Michael Waltrip's car. Here's Ralph.
This tire right here is the left, or the right rear that came off the car. The top one here. This is the right front, and this is the left rear down here. The right front is the one that everybody'd be most concerned about. And you can see it's, boy, it's warm to the touch. I can tell you that much. But the wear, I don't know, buddy. What do you think?
Warm to the touch. You jump like it was a snake in there.
The tire rules for today's race are somewhat unique. Let's join Larry McReynolds.
Okay, Mike, this morning at the drivers' meeting, NASCAR told all the teams that besides the set of tires that they started the race on, that they could have 4 sets of tires, and 4 only in their pits. There could be no borrowing or buying from other teams, even when the teams fell out. And if they pulled a tire off the car, it could not go back on.
And that, buddy, is somewhat unique, where you cannot put a tire back on the car after you've removed it.
Well, Mike Waltrip just stopped just a second ago and took on left side tires, and you see him pass the leader, Chad Little, and just drive away a quarter of a straightaway in 2 laps there. That's the difference in tires here.
Well, Michael is now just 2 laps down. He lost 3 laps on that pit stop. Randy Porter has been on pit road with the hood up on his V6-powered machine. Again, there are 5 V6s in the race. Chris Diamond already out of the race due to that crash. Randy Porter, who lost a plug wire, but he's back on track and okay. Bobby Dotter, Mike McLaughlin, and Hermie Sadler are the other V6-powered cars. Now, those cars have to weigh the same as the V8s, but the weight is positioned a little differently.
And just behind Chad Little, no, that is not Dale Earnhardt. That is Jeff Green in that car. He just went a lap down. Chad Little is flying around this racetrack for a car that's got used-up tires, I can tell you that.
Randy Porter lost 3 laps on pit road. There's Jeff Green, who is now 1 lap down.
You see Terry Labonte coming into the second place there. I guarantee you he's hooked up. It won't be long before Chad Little has some company at the head of the field here.
I asked one driver Friday and said, what's your strategy for today? He says, do whatever Terry Labonte does. He's the best slick track driver in NASCAR. He's the man.
They call him the Iceman, and it's not just because he's cool. This guy is so good on a hot racetrack, you can't believe it. He gets in the throttle so smooth, he never breaks the rear wheels loose.
Labonte is in 2nd place. Elton Sawyer's the 3rd place car. David Green is 4th. And the hometown hero, Darrell Waltrip, rides in 5th. We'll be right back.
No trendy health club. No $60 shorts. No bull. Speed Stick. Its no-nonsense formula never quits. It works and works. Protects all day, no matter what. Speed Stick for 110% protection. Like you, it never quits.
By minute.
So, what do you need when it's hours since lunch and years until dinner, but you really want something and your stomach is saying, have one of these, while your brain is saying, don't even think about it, and oh, that's attractive, but this might be perfectly awful to eat because you crave something different than the usual stuff that might make you feel great and not icky, that's wild and alive and zesty and zingy and quite frankly perfect. V8.
With a full serving of vegetables, it might just make you feel better.
Red means go to your Honda dealer for red hot days. Got it? Take a demo ride. Get 9.9 APR and 0 down financing. Trade in that old helmet of yours. Pick up a free t-shirt with $5 purchase and see what's hot for $95. So get going, because after April 30th, red means stop.
Every day, we all find a way. A promise made, a promise kept, giving it our best.
America's most complete source of auto parts, a national warranty program, and customer service only Napa can give. No wonder more people trust Napa to keep their vehicles running.
We keep America running. We keep America running.
Today's exclusive coverage of the Opryland USA 320 on TNN is brought to you by Napa. We keep America running.
58 laps complete. As you watch there from Dirk Stevens' car, and Terry Labonte is the man.
Boy, he is. He took the lead while we were way at brake. He just went by Chad Little like he had the brakes on. I mean, this car is hooked up. When he makes this pass going down into turn 3, it's adios. And 3 car lengths, 4 car lengths, 5 car lengths.
By the time they got to turn 1, look at Labonte stretch it out. This was just moments ago while we were in break. Back to live action. Michael Waltrip, black flag. The pit crew makes some repairs, and he is back on the racetrack. A lot of slip sliding around going on here. 60 laps next time by. Chad Little now falling into the clutches of David Green.
Well, David Green runs for Labonte, so whatever the boss does, you better follow along. I mean, he's racing for these guys. I think Chad Little fused his tires up, leading the race. I said the guy that went out there and was the rabbit earlier on would fall into the grips of people that were sitting back a little bit.
Let's go to David Green's pit. Here's Glenn Jarrett.
Well, guys, I was watching David Green move up through the field, and he runs this racetrack a lot like Terry Labonte. Of course, his car and the one that Terry is driving and the one that Darrell Waltrip is driving are all prepared in the same shop. Very similar preparation, similar chassis components on the cars. You have seen David Green and Terry Labonte move steadily up through the field to the front. I got a feeling it won't be long before those cars are running 1-2. Green getting around awfully well right now.
David Green's a former track champion here, and he told me, if I recall correctly, buddy, one year he won 22 out of 25 races here.
Boy, that ain't shabby, is it? I'm going to tell you, that's getting the job done, and you can see right now he's actually pulled down on Terry Labonte a little bit. That's Shane Hall there in the 85 car. He has some damage to the left side of his car. He moves over, lets the second-place car by.
First Busch Series start for the All-Pro regular who had such a fine run in winter heat on TNN, Shane Hall. There's Labonte. He's got heavy traffic ahead. Here comes Green.
Boy, Green's pulled down some 3-4 car lengths in one lap there. Of course, the traffic's the reason, but Terry's a very patient person. He'll wait.
Kirk Shelmerdine is the black car, and at number 35, Cincinnati Millicron machine is Doug Hebron. They were battling for position just in front of the leaders, but it's Hebron that'll get caught outside as the lead pack storms through.
See Chad Little fishtailing there in the 23 car coming up out of the corner.
Oh, trouble on Terry Labonte. Here comes Little right around him. Well, now Labonte's car comes back up to speed. What happened?
Mike, that's what happens when you get in the corner too hard. The back end breaks loose. It takes a little while to gather it back in.
Tense moment right in the middle of a lot of traffic there.
Elton Sawyer coming to the inside. He's not satisfied running fourth. He's trying to get by Chad Little, the yellow and red car there in the middle of the screen. We just had a report. It might have been the ignition box. It takes just a little while to hit that switch, especially in the corner there.
Let's take you back through the top 10 here at Nashville Speedway. Michael Waltrip on pit road yet again here at 67 laps. That's David Green just ahead of Terry Labonte. Let's get an update on Labonte's car. Here's Ralph.
Mike, what happened was the ignition cut out on him. He was able to reach over, hit the other switch, fire the other ignition up, and continued on. So a close moment there for Terry Labonte.
Very much so. There's Labonte's MW Windows number 14 right behind the defending Busch Series champ, David Green. They are the leaders of this race with Chad Little, now the third place car.
The 43 car there, you can see he's run out of tires too. He's up on the top side of the racetrack. That's Rodney Combs.
Fourth is the 38 of Elton Sawyer, the Ford Credit Ford. In fifth, number 92, the Stanley Tools car of Larry Pearson. And Johnny Benson, the point leader, that red Lipton T car with the yellow nose, is the sixth place car, is Benson. Seventh, rookie Jeff Fuller. Eighth, Darrell Waltrip. Ninth, Kenny Wallace. And 10th, unofficially, Jim Bound. Larry McReynolds.
I'm in the Chad Little pit. The word is the car is getting real loose. I'd say we'll get to that window where pit stops are about ready to happen. The word is he'll be on pit road. Make some adjustments here in about 10 or 12 laps.
Thanks, Larry. Good battle here as Elton Sawyer tries to get back in front of Chad Little.
Boy, Johnny Benson there, the last car in that shot right there, has moved from the back of the field right up to the front, and he's really reeling them in right now.
Let's go to Johnny Benson's pit. Here's Ralph.
Steve Bird is his crew chief. Birdie, he's running pretty hard. Can he continue this pace for long?
Well, he's keeping it a pretty good pace. Look at the Chevrolet Monte Carlo, new body and everything's real great. The car's working good. To me, this is kind of a communist race. We can't put on tires. They only give us so much. We don't like this at all at on-state racetracks. This place is unsafe the way the pavement is, and I hope somebody don't get hurt. We're running good, John. Taking a good pace out there.
So how long will you go before you bring him in to change tires then?
Hey, this is follows the leader, man. I guess Terry's lead right now. Whatever he does, we'll do it.
Pretty strong comments from Steve Bird.
Well, that's been the comments of a lot of folks. Whatever Terry Labonte does, that's what we'll do.
Boy, Johnny Benson just put Chad Little over there on the outside trying to get by him for third place.
First 2 point men, and they work underneath Hermie Sadler. Sadler has gone a lap down. Here comes Elton Sawyer. Elton Sawyer gets past Chad Little.
Boy, that's an awful feeling when you get the tires real hot like that. You can barely touch the throttle in the corner. If you touch them too hard, you break them loose, get down the straightaway, and lose a lot of time.
Sadler climbed the hill in turn 1, almost lost the car, got it back. Bobby Hillen on pit road for 4 tires. Doug Hebron has also just made a...
You can see Johnny Benson going by our camera car there. I mean, he is hooked up and handling right on the bottom of the racetrack. He's using less tires than the cars that are sliding around like that.
Johnny Benson on the move. We asked Johnny Benson about how do you describe this racetrack and what's your approach to running on this surface here?
It's real tough. You know, it's a little bit bumpy getting in 3 and 4, and it's also extremely slippery. So, I mean, like I say, you got to have a good car for long runs, and we've had some success. You know, last 2 times we've been here, we've had a 3rd and a 1st, and that's pretty tough coming back here, you know, being able to back that up.
Johnny Benson now in 4th. That's Larry Pearson just ahead of him in the 92 car.
Yeah, a lot of times you talk about Johnny Benson coming up through there. Larry Pearson's also on the move right now. He's in 3rd place as we showed.
Pearson started back in 12th in the Mac Martin Stanley Tools car. Chad Little on pit road, so is Hermie Sadler. Pit stops under green.
There's Rodney Combs. He come in just a few minutes ago, took on tires. Now there's the difference. He was the lap car. He took on new tires, drives by Larry Pearson in 3rd place, and just drives away from him.
Shane Hall, the Lube America Chevy's made a pit stop, and up front it is getting tight for the lead.
Well, Terry just got by the 44 car, David Green. Here comes Rodney Combs. Boy, he says, hey, they found something on this car. I know what it was, $800 worth of Goodyears.
Yeah, you'll be Superman for about 10 laps, right?
You got it.
Let's get some tire strategy. Here's Glenn.
Guys, this is Charlie Smith, the crew chief on the leading car, the 2nd place car of David Green. Charlie, some of the leaders are starting to pit now. How long will you stay out?
I can't stay out very long because they're going to be making up a lot of time on us. I'm going to give them just a couple of laps here. See, maybe they'll get caught by a caution. If not, we're going to have to come in and do the same thing because they're going to make up a lot of ground.
And they make it up in a hurry on those fresh tires.
Boy, that's the truth. There's Labonte and Green, 1-2. Slip sliding away while those cars with new fresh tires are going to be able to run right around them for a few laps.
Well, Mike, that's when it's all going to come down to people like Larry McReynolds and people on race days in Winston Cup and all. It's the smarter crew chiefs that know exactly when to stop for the benefit. You know how many sets of tires you have, and you use them very smartly.
80 of the 320 laps are complete. Jim Bound. Lux Food Machine is on pit road. Green flag pit stops continue when we come back.
So, what do you need when it's hours since lunch and years until dinner, but you really want something and your stomach is saying, have one of these, while your brain is saying, don't even think about it, and oh, that's attractive, but this might be perfectly awful to eat because you crave something different than the usual stuff that might make you feel great and not icky, that's wild and alive and zesty and zingy and quite frankly perfect? The 8.
With a full serving of vegetables, it might just make you feel better.
You got the winning color.
I change the oil every 3,000 miles or so. I've always used Pennzoil. It's a quality product.
Now with the revolutionary Pennstar molecule, Pennzoil clings to moving parts. Works like liquid ball bearings.
It's showtime, baby! Play Pennzoil Sport to the Final Four. Win 1 of 4 trips for 2 to the Final Four in 95 or 96. Over 86,000 other prizes. Get details where you buy Pennzoil. It'll be awesome, baby!
No trendy health club. No $60 shorts. No bull. Speed Stick. Its no-nonsense formula never quits. It works and works. Protects all day, no matter what. Speed Stick for 110% protection. Like you, it never quits.
By minute.
Now at Pep Boys, get any 4 35,000-mile Cornell 800 all-season tires at an incredible low $99.96. That's right, any size, any set of 4, just $99.96 at Pep Boys now.
He sees what they see. He knows what they know. Some say he's even got a tiny set of gills. Fishing with Orlando Wilson, today on TNN Outdoors.
Now that's a resume.
It's a brand new season. Completely clean slate. There is no points race. Everybody's thinking, this is my year. And it just might be.
TNN Motorsports. It doesn't get any closer.
Highway transportation provided by Cedar Ridge RV Center, Branchville, New Jersey, featuring Winnebago. Call 1-800-988-4884 to see why Cedar Ridge is the choice of champions. While we were away, Darrell Waltrip was on pit road, so was Phil Parsons. Here's Terry Labonte in. Elton Sawyer, Kenny Wallace, Tracy Leslie, and Robbie Reiser have also made stops. Here's Glenn in the Labonte pit.
And Terry Labonte brings his M&W Windows Chevrolet in, Mike, for a 4-tire change. One to the right side first, of course. Was watching, you know, it's kind of fun to watch Bob Labonte calling the shots here for Terry, and his son Bobby is calling the shots for David Green. The Labontes are kind of controlling this race right now. The crew has got the right sides on. A little bit of trouble getting from the right side to the left side to put the left side tires on right now. I have a feeling in just a couple of laps you'll see car number 44, David Green, come down. Terry Labonte is away. Look for 44 to follow real soon.
There is David Green, your leader. He's staying out. Johnny Benson is closing right down on him after these pit stops. At least another lap. Mike McLaughlin is in. Jeff Fuller is in. Larry Pearson, Bobby Dotter are all taking on tires under the green. And so far, buddy, everyone I've seen has gotten 4 tires.
Boy, I guarantee you, if you have a choice, you want 4 right now because they're slip-sliding away right now. You can see the 44 car here. He's got his hands full. He's just having to fight it every inch of the way.
Dennis Setzer is on pit road. Bobby Hamilton, carrying the new colors of Service Merchandise on his Busch car, is in. And Johnny Benson, the race, or second place car in the race, is in. Ralph Shaheen is there.
The crew goes to work on the right side of the car. Brian Wester rips some tape off the front grill. The crew has the car up on the right side. His wife Debbie's sweeping off the front nose of the car. They will take 4 tires on this stop. And remember that back in 1993, the year that Benson won his ASA championship, he won the ASA race here in Nashville. So he is one of the young stars of the Busch Series that does know how to win here in Nashville. Healing is completed. Left side tires are on, and the lift of his Chevrolet is away.
28-second pit stop. Curtis Markham is on pit road. So is Jeff Purvis, and here is David Green, the defending series champion in the Slim Jim Chevrolet, will make his appearance on pit road. And that should take pretty much all of the leaders in and out of the pits. I did not see Stevie Reeves come in. He's on the lead lap. David Green is in, and Ralph's there.
The Charlie Smith-led crew goes to work on David Green's machine. A little bit of smoke coming out of the left front tire. Looks like it's just brake smoke. They are changing right side tires and putting the second can of gas in now. They will come around and change the left side tires as well. So staying in tune with everybody else, David Green takes 4 tires as well.
And your leader, the man with the long running streak, Busch Grand National Racing, Tommy Houston, Red Devil Enamels number 6. He is the first place car as David Green gets out in 31 seconds.
Well, he hasn't stopped yet, but he's going to have to. He's coming in, it looks like this lap in the 6th car. Tommy Houston's used his tires up. No, he's going to stay out a few more laps. I tell you, you have to ration these tires. You don't have that many to throw on there.
Patty Moise makes a pit stop as they push Michael Waltrip's car to the garage. Tommy Houston last led at Bristol last August. And he's coming in.
Shane Hall going by, he just made a pit stop, got 4 tires. You can see the difference. This is a very edgy time in this race. When you have cars out there on used up tires and you're coming 20 miles an hour faster, this is what can happen. 2 cars, 3 cars, whoa, baby.
And he saved it. Wow.
He gets the Attaboy Award, I can tell you that. Chad Little said, whoa, wait a minute.
And Dirk Stevens moves past him now. This lap, Tommy Houston will be in pit road.
I would say.
That should hand the lead back to Chad Little, unofficially. Folks, we'll do the best we can for you here, but unfortunately NASCAR did not choose to provide us with a computerized scoring monitor for today's event. So we'll keep up our rundowns for you as best we can. with these green flag pit stops. 97 laps have been completed. Let's show you what happened here. Is they got 3 wide down the front straightaway.
Boy, you can see them banging, banging, banging. Elton Sawyer gets into the 6th car, Tommy Houston. Tommy Houston does a great job of saving this car. Chad Little comes up on him as he gets back on the throttle. They make contact off the back straightaway corner.
Randy Porter makes his pit stop under green as we come up on 100 of 320 laps here. And we'll be right back to Nashville Speedway, USA after this.
Thanks a lot.
It was wonderful.
Okay.
What's all the fuss about?
Look, it's Dave. Thanks, Dave.
Why is everybody thanking Dave?
Way to go, Dave. Thanks, Dave.
Well, Wendy's delicious Monterey Ranch chicken sandwich is back with Wendy's whole breast filet, Monterey Jack, and creamy ranch dressing with bacon. It's the sandwich everybody loves.
And Dave, I just want to say thanks.
Well, that's a relief.
You know what you'd need every morning to keep your teeth clean and tartar-free? A dental cleaning. Huh. So Colgate's done the next best thing. Our tartar-controlled toothpaste contains special micro-cleansing crystals, which clean between teeth and along the gum line. Colgate helps prevent tartar buildup and leaves teeth the cleanest they can feel. Without a dental cleaning every day. So between dental visits, make an appointment with Colgate Tartar Control.
The last time the Grand National Series raced here was 1989. After a race-long battle, number 22, Rick Mast, took the lead from car number 8, local hero Bobby Hamilton, and went on to claim victory in the Nashville 200. And now Busch Series racing is back here in Middle Tennessee, and Chad Little is the man with the lead. Scoreboard is posting Tommy Houston, Jeff Green, Kenny Wallace, and Terry Labonte. That is highly unofficial. David Green, Terry Labonte, Phil Parsons are up amongst the leaders as we get on the 100-lap mark. 10 lead changes so far among 7 drivers. Highly competitive event. Tracy Leslie puts the Detroit gasket car along pit road, completes his stop, and comes back out. Tommy Houston, who was in 2nd place, finally makes his pit stop.
Boy, oh boy, the bars around the country, they hang sheet metal on the walls. They're going to be after all these cars when this is over. Every one of them's got tire marks all over them. Chad Little's left side there, you can see right behind the left front wheel there's a nice donut.
Mike McLaughlin, Doug Hebron, 2 standouts of the modified division, and Terry Labonte moving around Hebron. And you can see they've got that 2nd groove worked in.
Well, that's very important to have your race car where it will hook up in that upper side. And yesterday at the last practice, all these guys were running the high line, making sure that car would turn in the center of the corner. That's the key to Nashville, being able to turn in the center and getting in the throttle.
Let's take you back through the field just a little bit. Chad Little, the leader. Terry Labonte in 2nd. Jeff Green unofficially in 3rd. Darrell Waltrip 4th. Larry Pearson in 5th. 6th is Kenny Wallace. 7th, Rick Wilson. At the time of his stop, Tommy Houston was 8th, Johnny Benson 9th, Elton Sawyer 10th. Then it's David Green, Mike McLaughlin, Rodney Combs, Hermie Sadler, Jeff Fuller, the 99 of Phil Parsons. And then we'll have to carry you back through the field a little further.
Here comes David Green on the inside of Chad Little trying to take that lead away.
And does.
And does. Boy, look at that car get forward right off that corner. He pulled him some 2 car lengths right up out of turn 2.
Tommy Houston's pit stop took 56 seconds.
Not too good.
No. 109 laps. Now scoring updates and shows Terry Labonte behind Chad Little as the 2nd place car.
Whatever.
Let's get an update on the tires that have come off some of these cars. First to Glenn Jarrett.
Well, guys, this is the right front tire that came off of car number 44, David Green. Look at the way this tire is worn. Now, this is the inside of the right front tire, which tells me that maybe they've got a little bit too much camber water in the tire. It's laid in a little bit too much at the top, so therefore it's wearing more on the inside. The inside of this tire, all the way out to about out here, the last 1/4 of the tire is completely worn away. This tire couldn't have gone with just a couple of more laps. They will not be able to correct this problem here. They just have to keep changing tires. We got a caution flag right now.
Patty Moise has crashed in turn 4.
The yellow is out.
And everybody else will get past. Joe Bessie had just made a pit stop, and Moise cuts it straight into pit road. Patty started today's race in 39th position in her Dial Purex number 40. Husband Elton Sawyer started on the outside of her number 2. So caution is out at 112 laps. We'll try to sort this out for you when we come back. You're watching live Busch Grand National Racing on the Nashville Network.
Now at Pep Boys, get any 4 35,000-mile Cornell 800 all-season tires at an incredible low $99.96. That's right, any size, any set of 4, just $99.96 at Pep Boys now. No matter what you drive, Pep Boys motor oil meets or exceeds virtually all manufacturer's specifications. Now only 79 cents a quart, just $9.48 a case. That's right, 79 cents a quart, $9.48 a case, only at Pep Boys.
Got to be a full moon.
Not. Bass bite better in the
full moon, Ron.
on dough balls. The jig and pig catches the big one.
Fishing experts are an independent breed, and no two ever seem to agree.
Spinnerbait.
Crankbait.
Spinnerbait.
Except when it comes to TNN's fishing team, Team TNN. They all agree. TNN Outdoors is where the action is.
Walleyes. Walleyes. I like largemouth. We got saltwater catfish. Have them all. Largemouth.
On the next American Skyline,
They've taken Nashville by storm with their unique voices and fresh songs.
and we'll meet Country America Magazine's top 10 new singers, and we'll take a look at an art of a different kind.
American Skyline, TNN Monday.
On Monday, he said.
Dad, can we?
Not today, son. On Tuesday, he said.
Hello, Dad.
Gotta go. On Wednesday.
How about this weekend, Dad?
I'm sorry, son. I have plans.
Oh, you do.
Yeah, with you.
Come on, Dad. Take them to DeSoto Speedway to see the best racing around on the fastest short track. Every Saturday, racing starts at 7 p.m. at the place to be in 95, DeSoto Speedway.
Every generation has a story to tell. Join an Academy Award-winning cast including Jane Fonda, Meryl Streep, and Jodie Foster when cable explores women's changing roles in A Century of Women, only on TBS. And more teenage boys now die from gunshot wounds than all other causes combined. Cable covers this tragedy and looks for answers in investigative reports shot by a kid, only on A&E. On Paragon Cable, more choice, less money.
Welcome back to Nashville, Tennessee. Now, a few minutes ago, the battle between Chad Little and David Green was to get David Green back on the lead lap, and Glenn Jarrett can fill us in as to why.
Yeah, and I'll be interested, too.
Well, buddy, what happened, you know, we commented about how long they were staying out, the 14 car and the 44. They told me in David's pitch that they may have stayed out a little too long, and those guys with the fresh tires on them were so much quicker that they gained so much ground on them. Then, as we commented, David had a little bit of a slow stop, a little over 30 seconds, which is abnormal for these guys. But the combination of those two things put him way at the back of the lead lap. Well, he got lapped, and he got that lap back. But the good side of the story is now he's only got about 15 laps on this set of tires, whereas the other guys have got some 25 to 35 laps on the tires they put on. So as we go back to green flag racing, he should make up some ground in a hurry with those fresher tires.
David Green is on the tail end of the lead lap. Chad Little is your race leader. Terry Labonte is second. Darrell Waltrip is third. Larry Pearson is fourth. Fifth is Kenny Wallace. Sixth is Rick Wilson. Seventh, Johnny Benson. Eighth is Elton Sawyer, and ninth, David Green. They are on the lead lap. One lap down in 10th, Mike McLaughlin. Then it's Rodney Combs, Phil Parsons, Jeff Fuller, Dennis Setzer, Robbie Reiser, Tim Fedua, and further on back. Well, they've got a lot of great traditions here at Nashville Speedway USA, even despite the new ownership of Bob Harmon taking over the racetracks. There are some familiar sights here. This is Speedway President Bob Harmon, and this is a Nighthawk Gibson guitar, and you're going to revive a real great tradition here today.
Mike, I tell you what, we're tickled to death with the turnout that we've had for the race, the reception we've had, the NASCAR reception here in Nashville, and above all, the great tradition of the winner of the race receiving a beautiful Gibson guitar. And the winner today is going to receive this Nighthawk Gibson, as you said, from Gibson, USA. This is their world headquarters for the Opryland 320 USA here at Nashville Speedway USA. We got a lot of United States in here, ain't it?
This will look great on somebody's wall. It's a great trophy. Congratulations on all the success you've had here so far, and more to come.
Mike, we're looking for a great NASCAR season. We got a lot of things in store. We got the Goodies Dash coming. We're televising the All-American 400 this year live on TNN. And next year, no telling what we're going to do with this place.
Okay. Thanks, Bob. Buddy, you have one of those guitars.
Yes, I do.
1973.
Was a wooden Indian. Oh, I won't go on, folks.
Thank you.
I never played it, and I don't sing either.
We're about to go racing. I've heard you sing. Green flag comes out at lap 118. Complete, starting lap 119. Mike McLaughlin trying to get back on the lead lap, and he may do it right here.
Boy, you can see that back straightaway, how narrow it is. If anything happens there, it's very critical.
McLaughlin has passed Chad Little to get his lap back in the black flag Chevrolet.
Boy, Terry Labonte's coming up on the inside, trying to take the lead away, too, from Chad Little.
And Bobby Hamilton up the outside of the number 42, also trying to get back on the lead lap. He may get there.
Look coming into the picture there. That's Darrell Waltrip in the 11 car, running third right now. Never count him out here at Nashville.
Won a lot of races here. For the lead, Labonte, number 14. Woo. Little contact.
Very little. I'll tell you what, there's a lot of respect about these guys coming out of the corners there. I think there was a little check up there, but Terry is really putting the heat on Chad Little right now, trying to take his lead away.
Bill Parsons' unscheduled pit stop under green. He was one of the lead lap cars and dropped a lap down. For the lead.
Here he comes. The Iceman moves into the first place, going into turn 3.
Glenn?
Mike, the reason that Phil Parsons stopped, he got black flag when all the jockeying was going on for positions. He got in the wrong line. He was in the lead lap, but he wasn't on the left side line, so NASCAR black flagging. You have to be in the proper line to restart. He was not.
Thanks, Glenn.
You see Darrell Waltrip, he's taking a look at Chad Little for second place. Terry Labonte's moved some 4 or 5 car lengths ahead.
Boy, Bob Labonte's going to have to carry 4 cars home from this place and perhaps a lot of money.
Well, I tell you what, he said it's kind of like children. After 6, you got a lot of clothes to hang down here. These cars, he's got a lot of race cars, but they're all good race cars, and that's what he said. We sorted them out, and everything we have here can win the race. Well, we just got a bad report. Johnny Benson, we understand, may be black flag. We don't know what for, but that's pretty bad.
We'll check on that. Big pack of cars fighting there. Larry Pearson on the outside of the Stanley 92. And up front here, for second place, Darrell Waltrip sneaks in the bottom.
Right on the bottom of the racetrack. Whatever problems he had in the first part of this race, I think he found them.
Like fine wine, they get better the more you run them, I guess.
Well, I don't know. Chad Little fighting back on the outside there. There's still door handle to door handle going down the back straightaway. Not anymore.
No. Nope. Old Darrell, and I call him Old Darrell, he's 48, but he's feeling pretty racy today against these young fellas.
This yellow and black car, 92 here, that's Larry Pearson. He is running such a great race here. And if he's anything like his father, I raced him up there. He's plenty tough, I'll tell you.
Here's Johnny Benson, in and out of the pits. What happened, Ralph?
Well, Mike, he was black flag for apparently passing a car on the restart.
Trouble, turn 4. Joe Bessie's car hard against the wall, and that is the 51 with him, Jim Bound.
Everybody's back underway, but the yellow is out.
Let's go back to Ralph on the Johnny Benson black flag incident.
Well, Mike, you can see crew chief Steve Bird is discussing this with the Busch officials down here regarding what the status is. Apparently, they say, the NASCAR officials do, that Benson passed the car on the restart and didn't line up in the proper position. That is being discussed, but of course, Birdie has a different opinion on it, and they're trying to straighten it out.
Not been a happy week for Steve Bird.
Let me tell you something. Steve Bird, you see that guy. He loves his race car driver. They're going right up to Winston Cup together, and he will be right there with that NASCAR man right on through this caution flag talking to him about it.
So we're under caution again here at Nashville, 128 laps. Here comes Labonte onto pit road. Larry Pearson is in. Chad Little is in as well. In to get those second set of tires, leaving Darrell Waltrip out on the racetrack with the lead. Here's Glenn.
And Terry Labonte brings his Monte Carlo to a stop. There was some discussion here, guys, about whether they were going to pit right now, but Bob Labonte and Terry got on the radio and decided, let's go ahead and do it right now. Let's put fresh tires on. We've got the opportunity. You know, and it's not a bad thought because they may not get another opportunity to pit under caution anytime soon. The only cars I see down at this end of pit road are Terry Labonte and Chad Little. I think this is a very, very smart decision on their behalf because they've got four fresh tires now. Terry's down, Chad's down, and here comes Larry Pearson. He made the same move. I think all three of those guys made the right move. We'll see as things pan out.
Rick Wilson is also getting a stop at the same time, taking on 4 tires, as Joe Bessie has brought his car behind the wall. And out of this race, Mike McLaughlin also makes a pit stop, as does Jeff Fuller. We'll see how that strategy plays out when we come back. You're watching Busch Grand National Racing live on TNN Motorsports. We'll be right back.
Red means go to your Honda dealer for red hot days. Got it? Take a demo ride. Get 9.9 APR and 0 down financing. Trade in that old helmet of yours. Pick up a free t-shirt with $5 purchase and see what's hot for $95. So get going, because after April 30th, red means stop.
At AutoZone, most of our customers are folks who like to work on their cars themselves. But the ones who come in most often are those who work on cars for a living. Guys like Ed Graven. Now, Ed's garage is in Ogden, Utah, where most of the time you'll find him pulling an engine or sliding under a car. And just about every day, he drives past a half dozen other parts stores on his way to AutoZone. Because Ed knows that when it comes to getting the right part for the right price, there's just no place better than AutoZone.
Splitfire won a United States patent. It's clearly different, but is it really better? Some of the toughest judges in the nation conducted trials and published their verdicts. 5 extra horsepower by merely installing these plugs. A 4.8% gain in mileage. Quicker in the quarter mile. There's nothing like a Splitfire. You'll get more power and more mileage, guaranteed. You'll get it all for your money back.
I don't need some fancy cologne to tell me I'm a man. I use Skin Bracer. It smells great, but it also cools and tones my skin. Confidence is very sexy. Don't you think?
Original and cooling blue.
By Menon.
Chances are it will outlast your car, and your furnace, and your roof. There's no telling what your Moen faucet might outlast. Moen. Buy it for looks. Buy it for life.
Today's exclusive coverage of the Opryland USA 320 on TNN is brought to you by Moen Faucets. Moen. Buy it for looks. Buy it for life.
Getting set up for a restart here. Winners is coming up next on TNN. Neil Bonnet's Winners. We had hoped to bring you the Gainesville, Florida event. Remodeling today will follow Winners on TNN, but Gainesville, Florida fell victim to rain. It'll be telecast here live in April on its rescheduled date. So you'll see Neil Bonnet's Winners and remodeling and decorating today, later this afternoon on TNN. Johnny Benson Jr. had been black flagged, but then the caution came out while Benson was on pit road, and he beat the field back to the flag by getting back on the track, so he is still on the lead lap as we go back to green. 4 of the lead lap drivers pitted, and Darrell Waltrip is the man in command. Kurt Shelmerdine wants a lap back on the outside. Going to be tough to do.
Yeah, he'll learn his keep if he passes Darrell Waltrip on the outside here at Nashville.
Kenny Wallace now the second place car. And David Green has moved up to third.
The advantage of new tires won't show up for about 3 or 4 more laps, and then all of a sudden the guys that stopped and got new tires will look like they have superchargers as far as acceleration down the straightaway.
Battle for fourth. Dirk Stevens riding right behind David Green.
You see David Green looking on the inside there. He's fixing to make it 3 wide. I tell you what, that's a risky move on restart.
Dennis Shoemaker brought 2 cars here, the AC Delco machine for Sterling Marlin and this Duraloo Chevy for Dirk Stevens, the West Coast driver. A little bumpy out there.
Yeah, I'd say those cars are jumping around, but they run very, very soft springs to get side bite in the corner here, and any little bump on the racetrack makes it really exaggerated.
And a little sliding around, a lot of sliding around.
Here comes David Green. He's trying to get the inside position on Kenny Wallace there. I tell you, he is absolutely flying right now. Hello, Sterling.
That's from Dirk Stevens' car. Sterling is 1 lap down, we're told. Delco battery Chevy.
David Green's moved into second right now. He's really on the move. I tell you, that race car, you see why it was the national champion last year. The car really hooked up. The 8 car here, Kenny Wallace. He's got a little sheet metal he can hang on the wall somewhere there.
I think so. Now, Kenny's up in that high groove, and he's either got to get going or get inside. He's got Chad Little right behind him. Look at this snarling pack. Bit of smoke there out of Sterling's car just for a moment. Left front tire smoke. There it is. You see him lock the brake up going in.
Just a little sheet metal rub there. I don't think it'll be any big problem for him. I hope not, because he's really turned up the speed on this race car. Ooh, that's got to be jerking that steering wheel around in his end.
And Chad Little tried to get underneath him, and they got together just a bit. Right behind them come the cars with fresh tires. Larry Pearson, Terry Labonte.
Mike, that's rubbing just about hard enough that it might eventually wear through on that left front tire, because every time he hits a bump, it seals down on that left front tire, and you can see it absolutely jerking on him.
Now, the first 2 of those cars with fresh tires are Chad Little, number 23, the Bear Aspirin car, and Larry Pearson, 92. Terry Labonte, 14 as well. And the black flag is out on Sterling Marlin, former Speedway track champ. For that tire rub, they want to bring him in before that tire lets go.
Well, NASCAR wants to make sure that he maybe don't have a flat tire and, you know, go straight into the wall. They're looking out for his safety as well as getting this over with.
Lead change. Chad Little has taken it from Darrell Waltrip, who suddenly drops to 4th place. Chad Little, Larry Pearson, and Terry Labonte. 3 cars with fresh tires, and they all went by Darrell like he was stopped.
Boy, oh boy. Well, Darrell's that type of race car driver. If the chassis is going off a little bit, or if he has a problem, he won't stay out there and cause you a lot of problems, because later on he might need you to move over for him.
And we are told that David Green at the head of that pack is the lead car. This battle then is for 2nd place. There's Green. Rapidly, Larry Pearson is running him down.
That was Terry Labonte going into 2nd place there. Chad Little running 3rd.
And now the rest of the cars a lap or more down that got fresh tires are now moving around a lot of those lead lap cars.
Mike, look how many cars are running that 2nd groove right now. That's the preferred line. When you get into lap over cars, you really have to work well up on the high side of this racetrack.
For the lead, Larry Pearson puts the Stanley Tools Chevrolet out in front. Here comes Labonte. David Green did not get tires under this caution flag, and like Darrell Waltrip, it's not that his car has slowed down, it's just these cars with new tires are that much faster.
Well, I told you, that's the key right here. New tires make you look like Superman.
Here's Glenn.
Guys, you're talking about those new tires. It did not take Larry Pearson, Terry Labonte, and Chad Little long to come through that traffic. Watching them come through the traffic, they were making use of about 3 lanes on this racetrack. When you got new tires, fresh rubber on there, you can do that. The guys that have got the older tires on there, they run pretty much the same line around the racetrack.
Turn 2.
It's got trouble at turn 2.
Kirk Shelmerdine spins the Big Johnson T-shirts car, and we're under caution. There was contact between Shelmerdine and another car, but he manages to spin it around without any further damage and is back underway.
Yeah, you can see the left rear quarter there. Somebody got into it pretty hard there. It's rolled under.
Now, first let's have a look at the replay.
Right there is the little crease I was talking about. That is Phil Parsons. It gets him right behind the left rear wheel there, but he was in trouble before Phil got hold of him.
4th caution of the day. Let's have another look at it. Different angle. Left side of your screen.
Well, looks like there was a little contact, and then he gets him for the 2nd time.
Hi, Larry McReynolds, crew chief for Dale Jarrett in the Winston Cup Wars. If you didn't get tires that last caution and you saw what happened with those 4 cars marching to the front, do you have to get them now?
I think you got to come in here. I'm in the Darrell Waltrip's pit. They're obviously up on the wall waiting for Darrell to come in. The problem here is you get off sync with the other cars. The cars that up at the front leading now, they've got 20 laps on their tires. Now you're going to be in here, and it's like you're off sync for the rest of the day, and sometimes it's hard to overcome with limited tires.
As we mentioned top of the show, each team has 5 sets of tires. That's all they're allowed for the weekend. They started the race on 1 set, of course, and they have 4 sets to use as they please. This 4th caution flag of the day is a record in this, the 4th Busch Grand National race held at the Nashville Speedway. Let's go to David Green's pit. Here's Ralph.
David Green's car is here. Scott Berman, the jackman, has it up in the air on the right side. Johnny Benson's car pitted right behind him. It looks like both cars will take on all 4 tires. Both crews have now hustled around to the left side. Cars are up in the air, and those left side tires are going on there. Fueled the cars up. It looks like Green's team might be just a hair quicker right now. Those tires are on. Berman drops the car. David Green returns. Benson just a tick or 2 behind him.
Green, Benson, and Waltrip. Here's Glenn Jarrett.
Well, guys, I was watching as both these 2 cars, 44 and 74, were pitted right beside each other, so I had my camera come down here. And you were exactly right, Ralph. They did a little bit better job that time in David Green's pits. Remember, they had a problem last time. They really had an incentive to do better that time. There was a lot of discussion between Bobby Labonte and the crew chief, Charlie Smith, as to what they were going to do. All the crew guys came around. They were determined to make a better pit stop, and they did. Even though that Benson had a good pit stop, he still came out behind David Green.
So all of the cars on the lead lap who did not pit during the last caution have been in for fresh tires. We'll see how this plays out after this.
I never park up front in a parking lot. That's how door dings happen. The towels bug my wife. She called me a tightwad, but I'm not a tightwad. I just don't want to scratch the upholstery. No, if people took care of their cars, they wouldn't have to keep buying new ones.
Pure oil now.
I change my own oil and use Purelator filters.
Pure oil later.
Have to watch the dog up there. Tell
legends live on Purelator.
Oh, look, a nickel.
Mario, I haven't seen a change like this since I was knee-high to a June bug.
And I was as surprised as you are.
Well, I should have seen it coming.
Maybe so, but now I think we ought to accept this change, embrace it, be positive about it, because change can be very exciting.
You're probably right, Mario. I guess I'll get used to Doritos' new bag.
There you go.
This year's big change is Doritos. More flavor, new shape, new bag.
Too bad about the Cowboys, Ann.
They always won when I was governor.
Some people can't afford to worry about the fuel in their tank. And when it comes to consistency and quality, their demands are among the toughest in the world. That's why most major domestic and international airlines depend on Citgo. And with more than 13,000 locations across America, you can depend on Citgo too. Citgo, the sign of quality.
49 cents. Not a lot to pay for quality. Now at Pep Boys, Champion Spark Plugs just 49 cents after mail-in rebate.
That's right, Champion plugs just 49 cents at Pep Boys now.
If you got lots of leisure time and nothing else to do, and wanna be happy as we, just grab your hat and get your boots on. Pretty soon you'll be long gone to the cowboy.
Championship Rodeo on TNN tonight.
For me, the off-season is the hardest part of the year. Testing, tuning, second-guessing, searching for that perfect combination. Then one day, the wait is over. There's a tension in the air. You can feel it. That's racing, and it's time to turn it loose.
TNN Motorsports. It doesn't get any closer.
They've just waved the green flag, and Dirk Stevens gets turned around and slams Johnny Benson, who comes right up in front of the field, and almost everybody missed him. Curtis Markham was the victim there, and fire from beneath Jim Bound's car. You can see he's got the extinguisher lid off as there's flames from beneath the Lux Foods number 51.
Boy, oh boy, there's a lot of fluids running out of that car. That's a lot of damage. In
Caution,
the
of course.
department there.
Buddy had just said, here comes the most, during commercial, here comes the most dangerous part of this race, the restart.
Boy, oh boy, a lot of things happen on restarts. People let the engines load up a little bit or miss a shift or anything, and that can really set off a chain reaction.
Jim Bound coasted onto pit road. Let's show you what happened to bring out the fifth caution. They said 75. Rick Wilson got airborne.
Well, Dirk Stevens gets into the side of the 75 of Rick Wilson there. That slows everybody down. Dirk Stevens goes over, gets in the right rear corner of Johnny Benson Jr. Now, Johnny Benson's in a bad, bad spot here, folks.
And Curtis Markham sends him up and out of the way as almost everybody else got past. Now you'll see Jim Bound's 51 there, down on the inside. A lot of flames from beneath his car. Let's show you from Dirk Stevens' car what happened.
Makes me want to start racing again. I don't know about you.
Not.
Wow.
Dirk's car is okay as he rolls around under the caution flag. We'll check on the damage to Johnny Benson's machine and that of Curtis Markham in a minute. There you see them working on the Lux Foods car of Jim Bound. We'll be right back to Nashville after this.
Red means go to your Honda dealer for red hot days. Got it? Take a demo ride. Get 9.9 APR and 0 down financing. Trade in that old helmet of yours. Pick up a free t-shirt with $5 purchase and see what's hot for $95. So get going, because after April 30th, red means stop.
So when I turn the key, it sounds like my starter is going bad. And so I figured since I heard about AutoZone, it was a good place to try as any, right? But get this. I go in there to buy a starter. The guy tells me we need to test my old one first just to make sure that's not the problem. It turns out that it's a solenoid switch. That one little test saved me a big headache. You know, that AutoZone's all right. And when you get service like that, I mean, you don't forget it.
Today's exclusive coverage of the Opryland USA 320 on TNN is brought to you by the more than 1,000 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts.
Behind the pace car, you see Larry Pearson leading this race, two-time Busch Series champion.
What?
Pace car pulls him around at lap 158. Here's your Napa field standing update. Napa, we keep America running. Here's how they're running.
Boy, I tell you one thing. Larry Pearson, I was just reading about him. He has not won a race since 1988. That's incredible. I mean, he runs so well. He's on his way today, folks. He's doing a great job.
Pearson's the race leader. Terry Labonte in second. Chad Little is the third-place car. Rick Wilson was fourth on that restart. Fifth, Mike McLaughlin. Sixth, the 44 of David Green. Seventh, Johnny Benson, whose car was not damaged in that accident, unbelievably. Eighth, Darrell Waltrip. Ninth, Kenny Wallace. And 10th is Elton Sawyer. Those are the cars on the lead lap. Here's Ralph.
Well, we can update you on Benson's car. He's got some cosmetic damage to the left rear quarter panel behind that left rear tire. Outside of that, Johnny has checked the tires over out on the racetrack. He says everything is okay. His car owner, Bill Gumgartner, radioed into him and said, "Johnny, nice piece of driving." Benson radioed back, said, "Boys, that was 100% pure luck."
Well, when you have that momentum, sometimes that luck rides with you.
I always said it's amazing how good you can be with your eyes closed.
There's the little teapot, ready to go. 159 laps complete. Next time around, we'll be halfway. Larry Pearson, the first of the 10 cars on the lead lap. Let's try it again. Off to turn one. Lap car of Robbie Reiser behind the leader, and Dirk Stevens comes slow down on the track apron. Pearson leading, Labonte second, Chad Little third. As they fight for running room, Mike McLaughlin got his lap back on the last restart, and now he's up amongst the leaders. Well, Pearson's got a little bit of daylight here.
He does, but Robbie Reiser's trying to get back a lap right now, and he is driving his heart out, so he's trying to get under Pearson. As he's doing that, of course, Pearson realizes Reiser's right on his back bumper, and behind them is Terry Labonte in second place.
Robbie Reiser, the Appleton, Wisconsin driver in the FTP brake Chevy, is one lap down in number 17. Labonte, the second-place car, running right with him.
Woo, he moves over Chad Little now up beside Terry Labonte going down the back straightaway.
Second-place battle. Labonte in 14, Little in 23. Right behind them, Rick Wilson.
Boy, Rick Wilson got hit really hard in that little red scare, but it didn't seem to hurt the car. He's right behind Terry Labonte and driving very hard. 10 feet a while coming up on the right rear corner there in the 55 car.
And Mike McLaughlin in the black flag 34. Back on the lead lap. It was McLaughlin and Clyde McLeod's choice to bring a V6 here for Team 34 as you watch Chad Little and Labonte battle.
Well, at one time when you got in that second lane, everybody was falling back, but everybody's making the passes on the floor cars now on the outside. You see Terry Labonte getting by Reiser now.
So Labonte settles in now in third place. He and Chad Little can take off after Larry Pearson, the race leader.
Well, they better get going because he's about a half a straightaway ahead of them right now, but there's some great racing back in the field.
The Food Country car of Rick Wilson. Now the fourth-place car, Mike McLaughlin in fifth. Chad Little in sixth. Darrell Waltrip 3 wide. No, I thought Darrell was going high, and he dropped down low to keep it from going 3 wide. David Green and Elton Sawyer all right in that battle.
I believe David Green's car will pull the left front wheel off the ground coming off the corner. Oh, trouble off turn 2.
Stevie Reeves got together perhaps with Hermie Sadler. Here they come back to the flag. Caution waves yet again. 6th time today for Stevie Reeves' spin at turn 2. Reeves was 1 lap down, according to our tally. That would put him in about 12th place at the time of the incident.
Well, he's going to try to get back to the start-finishing line ahead of Pearson right now.
See what happened here at turn 2. It was Hermie Sadler who got together with Stevie Reeves.
Yeah, it don't take much at that part of the racetrack. Just a little touch and around you'll go.
Got a few folks involved in this sport between the sheets we want to say hello to. Greg Pollux, the co-owner of Chad Little's car, not here today. His mom, Caroline, in the hospital in Detroit. Bobby Scruggs, NASCAR Busch Series official in Roanoke. And Herman Hawkston. Charlie Henderson, who owns Rick Wilson's car, his wife Brenda's uncle Herman is in the hospital as well. Want to say hello to them.
And James Hilton. He's in Spartanburg, South Carolina, and he's getting better, I hope, right now. He was put in the hospital the other day. They're observing him. He had a little internal bleeding and all. But, James, we're all pulling for you. Need you back in the sport, pal.
Here's a look at Mike McLaughlin's car, the Team 34 Chevrolet. And here's today's AutoZone Tech Fact, comparing the V6 and the V8 cars in this series. Not much difference in horsepower. Good bit of a difference in torque. They run the same carburetors, and the cars have to weigh the same. But where that weight is positioned is the difference. Clyde McLeod, the crew chief on that car, said that it's a 1% difference in front-end weight, whether you have a V6 or a V8 in that car. So that's why 5 teams chose to bring a V6 here. Today's AutoZone Tech Fact was brought to you by the more than 1,000 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, best parts in auto parts. At Nashville Speedway, we're under caution for the 6th time today. Larry Pearson leading Chad Little and Terry Labonte.
Now at Pep Boys, get any 4 35,000-mile Cornell 800 all-season tires at an incredible low $99.96. That's right, any size, any set of 4, just $99.96 at Pep Boys now. 49 cents. Not a lot to pay for quality. Now at Pep Boys, Champion Spark Plugs just 49 cents after mail-in rebate. That's right, Champion Plugs just 49 cents at Pep Boys now.
The town of Keneally has let Irish Spring borrow the scent of its waterfall for new Waterfall Clean.
So it'll leave you feeling as clean and sparkling as the waterfall itself. Irish Spring Waterfall Clean. It's new, it's blue.
And you'll like it too.
48 networks, 7 nights, 1 issue. Violence in America. All this week, an unprecedented national event. Voices Against Violence. Cable television bands together to examine the issues and search for solutions to violence. It's our country. It's our problem. Don't miss Voices Against Violence Week, March 19th through the 25th, because violence solves nothing. Think about it.
Tom Stein is Bradenton, Florida, #1 in used car sales, folks. Chevy, Olds, Buick, Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge, Ford, Lincoln, Mercury, imports, domestics. Folks, it don't matter. We got them here. 2503 1st Street, Bradenton, Florida, #1. Many local one-owner cars. Owners' names on request. Many local one-owner cars with as low as 5, 10, 15,000 miles. And folks, I'm going to tell you something else. World's cheapest used cars can be found at Tom Steimus, #1, Bradenton, Florida. Bradenton, Florida, Tom Steimus, #1.
I had no idea there was something going on behind my walls. Turns out it was termites. Oh, I had a termite service. They offered to retreat after I paid for the repairs. So I'm switching to Sears. They won't just treat my home. They'll give me a $250,000 repair guarantee to protect my home. For my money, there's no such thing as termite protection without a repair guarantee.
Get guaranteed termite protection from Sears.
Also ask about Sears' once-a-year pest control service.
Let's wave the green flag once again here at Nashville Field in the back straightaway. Ooh, Robbie Reiser and Chad Little get together just a bit there as Little tries to track down Larry Pearson. Pearson's been trying to run away with this race. Let's go down to Larry Pearson's pit. Here's Larry McReynolds.
I'm with crew chief for Larry Pearson, Ryan Pemberton. Ryan, you tell me you've been trying to slow him down, but he won't really listen to you. What you gonna do here? You got 2 sets of tires left.
Yeah, you know, we got a couple good. We got 2 sets of tires left in. He's not running any harder than he has been. But this is the first time we've got out without any traffic, so I think he just run the same hardness, but that's just what the car wants to do right now.
Well, that's the story from the Larry Pearson pits. We're just a few laps from halfway. We'll see how it unfolds.
Buddy, you know what that feels like. The car wants to lead, so I'm going to let it.
Well, yeah, but he's got plenty of pressure on him right now. Chad Little within a car left. Here comes Terry Labonte in the 14 car. And several cars there are running very well now, but I don't know their tire situation just behind there, trying to get back in the lead lap.
Big trouble in the back straightaway. Jeff Fuller, Elton Sawyer, Kenny Wallace.
Whoa, man, we got a log jam over there.
Yeah, now Hermie Sadler is in it. Rick Wilson is in it. It's a parking lot in the back straightaway.
Jeff Fuller gets back underway there.
And now cars are trying to pick their way through.
There comes Rick Wilson. He's righted his car. Several of the cars are going back under their own power again.
Jeff Green was in it, and Jeff Purvis is hard against the backstretch wall. Well, they couldn't get lapped because the pace car couldn't get through. Look at Purvis's car.
Yeah, I'd say he's on the way to the garage to stay.
That film's overdeveloped. Let's see what happened here.
Okay, Jeff Fuller spins, and it's so narrow there. You see Elton Sawyer get hard into the outside wall, and the cars coming there. There's no visibility. They just start stacking up behind everybody there.
Not sure what triggered it, and this picks it up midway, whether or not there might have been contact.
Kenny Wallace was in the middle there. You see the 3-car?
Oh.
Jeff Green.
And Jeff Purvis was one of the last cars in it.
Watch this right here. Watch this. Well, we run out. We stopped the film right there, but several cars hit a little bit later after that even.
There's Kenny Wallace in for work. Gil Martin and the Phil Martossi crew. Elton Sawyer, heavy damage on the front of the Brad Akins and Bob Sutton Ford Credit Ford. So we'll take a break from Nashville Raceway as we're under caution for the 7th time today. Tough on those restarts.
At AutoZone, most of our customers are folks who like to work on their cars themselves. But the ones who come in most often are those who work on cars for a living. Guys like Ed Graven. Now, Ed's garage is in Ogden, Utah, where most of the time you'll find him pulling an engine or sliding under a car. And just about every day, he drives past a half dozen other parts stores on his way to AutoZone. Because Ed knows that when it comes to getting the right part for the right price, there's just no place better than AutoZone.
There was no mistake about it. I was definitely in cruiser heaven. Even my wife looked somehow different. And there I was, prowling the streets on the new Kawasaki Vulcan 800. V-twin rumbling, chrome gleaming in the sun. Is this for real? Or am I just dreaming?
The Vulcan 800 from Kawasaki. It's as real as it gets. Phew! Foot odor. Knock foot odor out of your life with genuine odor eaters insoles. Only soft, comfortable odor eaters contain superactivated charcoal, an exclusive patented form of the world's most powerful odor destroyer. Scholl's doesn't have it. Do something about those smelly feet. Get odor eaters insoles. Odor eaters are so strong, they actually knock foot odor out of your shoes and out of your life. Genuine odor eaters insoles.
In an era when doctors don't make house calls, and shopping is done in impersonal strip malls, why does John Deere have dealers that still deliver, that help you with parts and service, and answer questions on lawn care? Are we behind the times, or just prouder of the products we stand behind? To find out, why not ask your John Deere dealer? He's right where you need him.
Today's exclusive coverage of the Opryland USA 320 on TNN is brought to you by John Deere, makers of quality lawn and grounds care equipment.
Elton Sawyer takes the Ford Credit Ford behind the wall. When he came out from the pits, the hood flew up and covered the windshield. And you can see from the right rear of that car it's badly overheating as well. Let's show you again what happened here.
Boy, Jeff Fuller goes around right there and just throws up Elton Sawyer hard in the outside wall. Anybody that makes it from here on by, makes it through there, was lucky.
Very. Speaking of making it through there, watch what Dirk Stevens had to contend with here.
You know, the shot that would have been more ugly than that, one that didn't make it through there.
Yeah. Remember when Sterling was talking about running the Dodgem cars up here at Nashville?
Yeah.
I think he's doing it again today.
Well, I tell you what, that Jason Keller got sideways in front of our camera car. If he'd have turned around, that would have blocked the only exit off that corner.
That's right. We're going to restart this at 180 laps. From Dirk Stevens' car. Duraloop Chevrolet, Dennis Shoemaker. Let's watch this restart. He grabs a gear and goes.
That third gear, fourth, down into turn one. Just in front of him, Hermie Sadler, the DeWalt car.
And Kenny Wallace to his inside. At the front, Larry Pearson, Chad Little, Terry Labonte, and David Green. Darrell Waltrip in fifth. Johnny Benson in sixth. Seventh is Mike McLaughlin. And eighth is Rick Wilson.
Larry Pearson got a little sheet metal damage there on the left front from Chad Little when he got by there.
And Tommy Houston trying to get back on the lead lap, dives it in low, catches Chad Little. Who saves it?
Momentarily.
Wow, that was a Stanley Cup save right there.
Who said racing wasn't a contact sport?
Tommy Houston got his lap back, but boy, Chad Little went for the long slide.
I'll guarantee everybody behind him was holding their breath. Here comes Terry Labonte trying to get underneath Chad Little off the corner.
Well, he's got room down on the bottom for second place. Labonte makes the pass. Going to drag David Green right with him, and caution is waving. Debris on the racetrack is the cause of the caution at lap 185. And Tommy Houston gets his lap back.
Rodney Combs also. Wow, just a little contact getting in the corner there. Chad Little did a great job of holding that race car straight.
So now Tommy Houston got a lap back, and Rodney Combs is back on the lead lap. Makes that 11 cars on the lead lap. Here's Ralph with Jeff Purvis, who got taken out of that earlier crash.
Boy, both ends of your cars torn up. Tell us what happened from your viewpoint.
They all piled up coming off of 2 over here, and we just kind of got in the middle of it. We shouldn't have been back there to start with. We had a good car, and somehow or another we got a lap down at the very first, and we should have still been in the should have been in the same lap with the leaders. We should have been running 7th or 8th right in there, and they put us a lap down, so that just put us to the tail of the field from then on.
You know, we've seen a lot of problems at restarts and right after restarts. What's the situation with the restarts?
Well, I think, the tires are not real good right now because of the track. It's chewing them up pretty good, and people are on old tires, and they're trying to race for position and just beating and banging.
Chad Little's in the pits, Glenn Jarrett has it.
Ralph, he has come in for a 4-tire change. He got the car way out of shape. The crew decided to bring him on in, and they had serious problems with the right side there. They let the car down. The jack was stuck on it, but he finally pulled it out. Now Chad has 4 fresh tires, and he's away. He only has 1 more set of new tires left, so he's playing his hand a little early.
There's a piece that came off one of the cars. That was the cause of the caution flag. NASCAR safety crew picks it up. We're going to get a restart shortly, so let's take this break. We'll be right back to Nashville.
Thanks a lot.
It was wonderful.
Okay.
What's all the fuss about?
Look, it's Dave. Thanks, Dave.
Why is everybody thanking Dave?
Way to go, Dave. Thanks, Dave.
Well, Wendy's delicious Monterey Ranch chicken sandwich is back with Wendy's whole breast filet, Monterey Jack, and creamy ranch dressing with bacon. It's the sandwich everybody loves.
And Dave, I just want to say thanks.
Well, that's a relief. There was no mistake about it. I was definitely in cruiser heaven. Even my wife looked somehow different. And there I was, prowling the streets on the new Kawasaki Vulcan 800. V-twin rumbling, chrome gleaming in the sun. Is this for real, or am I just dreaming?
The Vulcan 800 from Kawasaki. It's as real as it gets.
Soft and puffy clouds so high. Is that a little lamb I spy? A rainbow river, green and red. Ugh! That one looks like Seafood's head.
Double deal!
Bigger, crunchier Doritos. So deliciously distracting. Go flavor the way you look at life.
What's this? I come to make a sack. You drop the ball. I give it back.
Thank you.
I don't think so.
Doritos flavor the way you look at life.
The town of Keneally has let Irish Spring borrow the scent of its waterfall for new Waterfall Clean.
So it'll leave you feeling as clean and sparkling as the waterfall itself. Irish Spring Waterfall Clean. It's new, it's blue.
And you'll like it too.
You never know who'll drop by the Wild Horse Saloon. Catch your favorite stars on the Wild Horse Saloon, weekdays at 5 on TNN.
Back under green here at Nashville, Tennessee, and the Frammin' and Bammin' continues. Chad Little has had a banging match with Bobby Hamilton. You've heard a thank you very much. Well, Bobby just came up in turn 2 and gave him thank you very little.
There we go. Thank you very little again.
They are racing for position. They are both on the lead lap.
Well, I don't think I was racing for the position there. I think he got into each other 2 or 3 times. You noticed the right rear on Rodney Combs' car smoking quite heavily. That was from impact just a while back.
I'm sorry, I'm calling that Bobby Hamilton. It's a Sunday race, but that's not Bobby Hamilton. It is Rodney Combs in the 43 car. Excuse me. He has been black flagged by NASCAR. And the Tracy Lawrence World Championship Wrestling car will go to the penalty box.
Well, sometimes it's just worth it. Here comes David Green by Larry Pearson down the front straightaway there. Uh-oh.
Piece of sheet metal off one of those cars, but it's way down out of the racing groove. It should not be a problem.
Yeah, I don't think that'll bring a caution now. Larry Pearson right now, his car is running quite well, but David Green is really hooked to the racetrack.
Now, David Green came in at lap 150 for tires. Pearson got his on the caution at lap 129. How big of a difference will that 20 laps make, buddy?
Boy, that's the difference in a hill and a mountain. It's very important here, and the pressure tires always a help.
Now, Johnny Benson's the 3rd place car. He also got tires at lap 150. So of the front 3, Larry Pearson is on tires that have 20 more race laps on them than do the other 2 cars. They put tires on Rodney Combs' car when he was in the pits, and now he will come in to serve out his penalty.
You see Johnny Benson, he's catching Larry Pearson nearly every lap, 2-3 car lengths. David Green leading right now. Everything's working his way. Fresh racetrack, no traffic to pass. That's an ideal thing here in Nashville.
It'll drop to 9 cars on the lead lap. David Green, who has had a great deal of success here, is your race leader. It's kind of his home track like it is for the Waltrips. And ask David about some of his earliest and fondest memories of this place.
Probably back in 1976, 77, riding down with Michael Waltrip to come down and watch his big brother Darrell race the Winston Cup race here. And I remember walking in through the tunnel and thinking, God, this is the biggest racetrack I've ever seen in my life. And today it feels like the smallest one I've been on.
He leads this race handily over Larry Pearson and Chad Little, or rather Larry Pearson and Johnny Benson. Now the 3rd place car. Terry Labonte in 4th, Darrell Waltrip in 5th, Mike McLaughlin with the V6 is 6th, Kenny Wallace is 7th, Chad Little is 8th. Those cars are on the lead lap. And we'll be back to Nashville Speedway at lap 200, 120 to go.
Red means go to your Honda dealer for red hot days. Got it? Take a demo ride. Get 9.9 APR and 0 down financing. Trade in that old helmet of yours. Pick up a free t-shirt with $5 purchase and see what's hot for $95. So get going, because after April 30th, red means stop.
Every day, we all find a way. A promise made, a promise kept, giving it our best.
America's most complete source of auto parts, a national warranty program, and customer service only Napa can give. No wonder more people trust Napa to keep their vehicles running.
We keep America running. We keep America running.
Today's exclusive coverage of the Opryland USA 320 on TNN is brought to you by Napa. We keep America running.
David Green's trying to get away. He has a 2.7-second lead on Larry Pearson and Johnny Benson Jr. That penalty for Rodney Combs was a stiff one. He came in here 4th in points, and he was penalized to where he is now 3 laps down. I'll show you what happened here. Oh, hold on.
Doug Heveron does a great job of holding on to that race car. That's a wreck. He just didn't hit anything.
Let's add to the list of cars on the lead lap. Rick Wilson in the Food Country, number 75. He is the 9th place car and is on the lead lap. 1 lap down, Bobby Dotter and Tim Fedowa in 10th and 11th.
You see the forward bite that the Slim Jim car got off that corner. I mean, David Green is hooked up. He pulled some 4 or 5 car lengths on Jason Keller just out of the corner there. That car is really getting with it now.
They've run 3 prior races here, buddy, and if they'd gone the same distance today, David Green would be standing in victory lane right now. They were all 200 lappers. Jack Ingram won in 1984. Darrell Waltrip lapped the field in 1988, and as you saw earlier, Rick Mast won here in 1989 at 200 laps.
That's Rick Wilson going a lap down to our leader as we speak there. He's been in the lead lap for a long time now, but he finally had to give way to David Green.
The Winston Cup races here used to be 420 laps. That's how they chose the nostalgic 320 laps for today's race. It's a long haul on this racetrack.
Yeah, it was 420 when I won here, and I'll tell you one thing. It's one of those victories you go, yay, when it was over.
It's all the energy you had left, right?
That was it.
Well, turn 2 just a minute ago. Watch Tommy Houston.
Whoa, into the outside wall.
Courtesy Tim Fedowa.
That didn't take much ability there to keep that car straight. The wall straightened it back up.
Yes. The concrete always wins. Jeff Fuller goes the 2nd lap down.
You can see David Green at the end of the straightaway there. Tell Jeff Fuller, okay, I'm getting back to the bottom of the racetrack. For the hand signal, Jeff rolled out the throttle, let him have the preferred line in the corner. That's the gentleman driving there.
David Green not having to do much sawing on that steering wheel, buddy.
No, I guarantee you, here's the race for 3rd place right now. This is Darrell Waltrip we're looking at in the 11 car.
Just ahead is Larry Pearson, who is the 3rd place car. Johnny Benson, having moved around Pearson to 2nd. Darrell Waltrip is 4th. Chad Little, number 23, in 5th. So here's 3rd and 4th and 5th with lapped car Robbie Reiser.
Boy, Chad's coming back hard. I tell you what, as long as the tires last, he'll be coming towards the front.
Number 2-point man. Excuse me, number 3-point man, number 2 among the series regulars, Chad Little, pulls up on Waltrip.
Boy, on the outside, passing Darrell Waltrip. That's pretty impressive. I think Darrell's just kind of riding it out right now, or something's happened to the car because he's not up to speed like he was. You see Robbie Reiser on the outside there. He's getting by Darrell on the outside also.
And you saw Elton Sawyer back in the race without any front-end sheet metal. They replaced a radiator in the Ford Credit Ford. He's 33 laps down, but is back in the race.
Chad Little's up under Larry Pearson to take that spot away. That's Rick Wilson in the 75 car. 3 wide. Somebody had to give. Chad Little backed out of the throttle just a little bit. Look at the middle of the corner. That is the key to this racetrack. You see when Chad Little got back in the throttle, that car really hooked up and right by Larry Pearson to take that spot away.
These cars right now are 6.5 seconds behind the race leader. Let's go to Chad Little's pit. Glenn?
Well, guys, remember at the beginning of the show when Larry McReynolds told us that NASCAR had decided that if a crew took the tires off of a car, they could not put them back on. Well, you see, they have taken another look at that situation. In Chad Little's pits, these are the tires that they took off right after Chad got knocked out of shape when he got together with Tommy Houston. NASCAR has taken another look at the situation. Will let them put the tires back on the car. This set of tires only had about 30 laps on it, so they may need them. Remember, I told you, he only has 1 more new set of tires. So NASCAR taking a look at things, decided that they would do it a little bit differently, and I think that's the way it should be.
So the teams have those 5 sets of tires, and now they can manage those tires however they wish.
Well, I got to tell you, Mike, if I bought a set of tires, I'd want to be able to use them the way I wanted to.
Right. I think they tried to institute that rule, buddy, to keep teams from buying up other sets of tires or coming up with more than just the 5 tires to keep track of them easier. But they have have relented, and that's probably a good thing for all these teams, that they can use the best tires they have available in their pit. 218 laps are complete. Just a lap or so away from 100 to go here at the Nashville Speedway. David Green leading Johnny Benson, Chad Little, and Larry Pearson.
Why do I think the Whopper just beat the Big Mac 2-to-1 in the taste test? We'll think about it.
The Whopper is one big, juicy, flame-broiled burger complemented by the perfect-sized bun.
The Big Mac, on the other hand, is stacked bread with 2 smaller fried burgers in between. Bun, burger, bun, burger, bun.
Say that 3 times fast.
Better yet, don't. You might sprain your tongue. And then how would you eat your Whopper?
The burger that beat the Big Mac. The Whopper Value Meal for $2.99 at Burger King.
No matter what you drive, Pep Boys Motor Oil meets or exceeds virtually all manufacturer's specifications. Now only 79 cents a quart, just $9.48 a case. That's right, 79 cents a quart, $9.48 a case, only at Pep Boys.
I don't need some fancy cologne to tell me I'm a man. I use Skin Bracer. It smells great, but it also cools and tones my skin. Confidence is very sexy. Don't you think?
Original and cooling blue.
By Menon. If you got lots of leisure time and nothing else to do, and wanna be happy as we, just grab your hat and get your boots on. Pretty soon you'll be long gone to the cowboy.
Championship Rodeo on TNN tonight.
We asked some real people what they thought about 89th Street Pizza, and here's just a few of their real answers.
The pizza's great.
It is good pizza.
The kids love it. The price is wonderful.
It's nice and clean.
They have different varieties. Video games.
It's good.
Oh, I like the price.
It's fantastic. Their pizza's really good here. Their pizza. It's good.
We brought 8 people tonight just to show you how good it is.
I think it's cheap for all you can eat, really.
It's not a lot of money. I love the pizza and I love the game.
Lots of fun.
The Telepersonals Network.
Now the personals are on TV.
Every night, live here on cable.
If you're single, turn it on.
On the Telepersonals Network, you'll see ads from hundreds of singles in your area. Place your own free ad.
Listen and respond to other ads.
The Telepersonals Network.
It's the single best way to meet someone special.
Tune in to TPN nightly from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. on Cable Channel 19.
Thursday night, a lot of the NASCAR stars came to Nashville, and TNN's Katie Haas tried to give these drivers some dancing lessons. You can see Kenny Wallace has absolutely no rhythm. None whatsoever. There's Shauna Robinson. David Green strutting it. Now, this is NASCAR Winston Cup flagman Doyle Ford, and look at the moves he's got. Come on, Kenny, get in line here. Kenny, don't quit your day job, man. A lot of fun at the Wild Horse Saloon here in Nashville. Katie Haas, who hosts the show on TNN from that locale, was also the Grand Marshal. Gave the command to fire him up here today. Johnny Benson getting a battle from Chad Little. Getting all he can handle right now.
I tell you, Chad Little's giving him a hard time right now. He's moved in on Johnny Benson. He's run him down. Well, look at this. Right up under him, coming off the corner. Johnny Benson holds on to the spot momentarily, but Chad Little's going to run towards the front.
And Chad Little is now 136 points behind Benson in the chase for the championship. Terry Labonte second in points, but won't be a factor since he won't run all the races. Race strategy. Ralph?
Mike, we checked with both David Green's pit and Johnny Benson's pit regarding how many tires they have left and what their strategy is. Both teams have 2 new sets of tires left. They got about 75 laps on the last set. They've got about 35 already on the set that's on the car right now. So both teams are in pretty good shape. But one thing to take note of is Benson went as far as 90-plus laps on his first set. At that point, the tire had worn all the way down to the belt underneath.
Darrell Waltrip on pit road. Four-tire stop. Larry McReynolds is in Darrell's pit. Larry, with Darrell coming in, will that force the hand of the rest of these lead lap cars?
Well, it looked like a routine stop. I would say that the other leaders cannot let Darrell run too long on these stretch tires. And now we're within 100 laps, so a lot of these teams with 2 sets, I think, could come in here shortly without Darrell letting them get too far ahead.
Chad Little has passed Johnny Benson. That's for second place.
Buddy, I tell you what, he took all the stops out. He's standing on that thing. He went up by Johnny Benson then in the 3rd lane. That's the first time I've seen a car get up that high.
Mike McLaughlin is next to the leaders to make a pit stop. The black flag, number 34, getting 4 tires. Clyde McLeod's crew. Now it's Chad Little's turn to try to run down David Green.
He's got his work cut out for him. I tell you, David Green's dialed in, but Chad Little's really running well right now.
1.5 seconds is David Green's advantage right now.
Now, what Green has to do now, when he sees him in the mirror, is let Chad Little use up his tires, and then when he gets 2 or 3 car lengths off of him, maybe he can pick up the pace. Chad will be a little hotter tires than him.
Now here comes Jim Bound, who has brand new tires. He just made a stop in the Lux Foods, number 51.
Mike, this is the part of the race you run the racetrack, not the people around you.
It's what Scott Hansen did yesterday to win the Slim Jim 200 All-Pro race. Race the racetrack all day.
Yeah. You have to do that. You have to pick up the throttle easy, make sure you don't slide the car into the corner, and you need the freshest of the used tires here.
Closing in.
Oh, Chad Little's really on a mission right now. He is flying through here.
Watch Mike McLaughlin blast by both of them to get back on the lead lap. He just got tires.
Yeah, that won't be much of a contest. Whoa, look at Darrell. He's got 4 fresh tires. We've seen him in the pits just a few laps ago. It'd be nice if you had some device that would keep tires fresh all day. It wouldn't be much of a race for us to watch, but it'd be great.
If they invent it, I want to buy it. We asked Mike McLaughlin about the reason they brought a Ron Hutter V6 instead of a V8 here to Nashville for car 34.
Well, it seemed to be a racetrack. We've never been here. We did a lot of talking, and it seemed to be a racetrack that's really hard to get a hold of, no traction. So our V6 program's a good program. Ron Hutter does a good job. We just decided that we'd try it for that reason, mainly.
Working pretty well for him so far today. Here's Chad Little up in front of that pack.
Boy, Chad Little a while ago got in a little confrontation with Rodney Combs. I think it woke him up. This man flying around this racetrack.
He's got the lead from David Green. And I think Larry McReynolds is right. How long can Green let those guys in new tires scoot around this racetrack? Or Chad Little, for that matter.
Well, they're probably trying to get into that window where they know they can make it all the way and everything's right.
Little the leader, McLaughlin right behind him, trying to get back on the lead lap. And again, he has fresh tires. McLaughlin does.
Mike, is a terrible situation right now. Green sitting there, the tires are beginning to give up. He needs to stop, and if you stop on this racetrack, you'll go a lap down under the green. He's really wanting caution right now, but he does not want to be the caution.
No. There you see McLaughlin getting a lap back. From number 23, Chad Little, the Bayer Aspirin Ford. Patty Moise on fresh tires.
Boy, oh boy, makes it easy.
Chad Little and David Green are about the hardest working guys on this racetrack right now, trying to keep a car under them on worn tires. There are right now only 6 cars on the lead lap. Chad Little, David Green, Johnny Benson, Larry Pearson, Kenny Wallace, and Terry Labonte.
Johnny Benson's coming in the pits as we speak now.
So here comes Benson, making his stop under green as Tommy Houston comes out with fresh tires. Here's Ralph.
Johnny Benson's radioed into the crew and says he needs tires right away. They're only going to take right side tires. Brian West here carries the tire around as the car goes up in the air. They'll put those on. Now, Terry Labonte is already radioed in as well. He's in desperate need of tires and will be taking them as quick as he can. Benson's already back in.
12.8-second pit stop. It's a good stop for Johnny Benson. Here's Chad Little. Larry McReynolds, with this 35-mile-an-hour speed limit, if you have to take all that time to come down pit road, can you afford to just get 2, or would you take on 4?
Well, I really think it's like North Wilkesboro. If you're going to spend the time to come in here, spend the time to go down pit road as slow as they require, I believe I would have to take 4. I've seen situations as this racetrack generates where changing just 2 tires would make the car worse than before you changed any at all.
David Green is in. Here's Ralph.
David Green looks like he's going to do the same thing, Mike. Bobby Labonte overseeing the crew. They get the right side tires in. They're going to come around and take 4. Herman pushed the jack up underneath the other side, and they have decided to take 4. So the strategy playing out now. And Glenn Jarrett is standing by with Terry Labonte.
And Ralph, likewise, Terry Labonte is going to take 4. So Bobby Labonte and Bob Labonte both made the same decision for their respective cars. They knew that they were going to take 4. I think that I have to agree with Larry McReynolds. I think that's a mistake on Johnny Benson's part. Terry Labonte is down and away with his 4 fresh tires. They're set to go the distance now if they have to. But they have one more set of fresh, unused, new tires here in Terry Labonte's pit, as does David Green.
25-second pit stop for Terry Labonte. Larry Pearson is in. Pearson was the 3rd place car. Stanley Tool Chevy getting right side tires.
Mike, Johnny Benson only took on right side tires, but if they have a caution right now, where's he going to be? Fresher tires and ready to go.
And a quicker pit stop by some 14 seconds. Chad Little, right at this moment, is shown on a lap by himself. David Green just behind him. But we're told by scoring that Chad Little may be on a lap of his own at the moment. Now, he has not stopped, so he would be on a lap by himself. Well, let's find out the strategy from Johnny Benson's pit, Ralph.
Steve Bird is his crew chief. Birdie, everybody took 4 tires. You took 2. How come?
Well, we still got another full shot left, and the one side's been coming off pretty good, so I kind of took a chance here because Chad had freshness on at that caution.
We saw him take a hit earlier. Has it affected the handling of the car at all?
No, this is all right. Darryl just got new tires too, and he's leaving Darryl, so hopefully get a caution before we're on to the end of the race.
They get a caution right now. It's their show. He is on a lap by himself because he has not pitted. Johnny Benson and Darrell Waltrip are 1 lap down. David Green just got one of his 2 laps back, and Phil Parsons comes back up into the running order now in 6th place. Also 2 laps down. He has yet to pit under this round, and here comes Parsons onto the pit lane. And so he'll drop from that position in the running order. Well, it's hold your breath time as everybody waits to see when Chad Little will come to pit road. And that will set some more cars back onto the lead lap of this race. There's the Luxair Chevy of Phil Parsons. We'll be right back.
Every day we all find a way. A promise made, a promise kept, giving it our best.
America's most complete source of auto parts, a national warranty program, and customer service only Napa can give. No wonder more people trust Napa to keep their vehicles running.
We keep America running. We keep America running.
So when I turn the key, it sounds like my starter is going bad. And so I figured since I heard about AutoZone, it was a good place to try as any, right? But get this. I go in there to buy a starter. The guy tells me we need to test my old one first just to make sure that's not the problem. It turns out that it's a solenoid switch. That one little test saved me a big headache. You know, that AutoZone's all right. And when you get service like that, I mean, you don't forget it.
Phew! Foot odor. Knock foot odor out of your life with genuine odor eaters insoles. Only soft, comfortable odor eaters contain super-activated charcoal, an exclusive patented form of the world's most powerful odor destroyer. Scholl's doesn't have it. Do something about those smelly feet. Get odor eaters insoles. Odor eaters are so strong, they actually knock foot odor out of your shoes and out of your life. Genuine odor eaters insoles.
No trendy health club. No $60 shorts. No bull. Speed stick. Its no-nonsense formula never quits. It works and works. Protects all day, no matter what. Speed Stick for 110% protection. Like you, it never quits.
By minute.
The Ryman Auditorium was Nashville's showplace. Built in 1885, it hosted the Grand Ole Opry for 31 years, beginning 1943. A recent $8 million renovation allows its halls to once again fill with music. Not far from here to the Ryman, where I'm sure they can hear the sounds of stock car racing and other kind of music to the folks here in Nashville. Chad Little leads this race, but he has not been to pit road.
He's coming in the pits. I seen him put up his hand to let the other cars know he's headed for the pit road right at the moment.
And just in time. That car was really skating around out there here as we complete 259 laps. Darrell Waltrip now second, Johnny Benson third, and they'll come around to get back on the lead lap as Little eases down pit road at 35 miles an hour. Glenn?
And he brings the Bear Harris Teeter car in, Mike. This will be a 4-tire change. I believe they have the right sides are already on. They're going to the left side. They have already seen the difference in the lap times. I put the clock on Terry Labonte's car versus Johnny Benson's car. There was easily better than a half a second difference. And Labonte was that much faster putting on 4 tires rather than the 2 Benson did. Chad Little's crew knew that as well. They've got 4 tires on. He's down and away. But remember, that is his very last set of brand new Goodyear Eagles to put on. He has no more new tires. If we get another caution flag, he's in trouble.
And here's your leader. Darrell Waltrip went past Chad Little as Little accelerated out of the pits, and the MW Windows Western Auto Chevy is out front.
Well, that's what happens to a lead. Just a second ago, he was in a lap by himself, Chad Little was, and now he's running back in the pack.
So now the lead lap with Little stopping. Darrell Waltrip the leader, Johnny Benson in second, David Green in third, Terry Labonte fourth, fifth is Larry Pearson, and sixth, Kenny Wallace. Seventh, thereabouts, Chad Little. And now he is shown as a lap down after waiting so long to make that stop.
Boy, it don't take long. All you got to do is let people get back in that lead lap and start making up time on you. It don't take long to lose the lead.
Now Larry Pearson moves to get around Darrell Waltrip. His tires are somewhat fresher. He stopped at lap 246.
Well, I'd say Darrell right now is checking in on saving those tires and making them last as long as they can because they're so critical here. It's like a 10th lap. Fresher tires are much better.
And so that should put Pearson back into the lead lap. So now Waltrip's lead is over Johnny Benson. And it stands at a little more than a quarter, perhaps almost a third of a lap. Mark it off, 4.3 seconds.
Oh boy, that 11 on Darrell Waltrip, I can remember when that was his number, and I'll tell you what, they run up front then, he's still doing it.
Darrell's last Busch Series win was the 1989 season opener at Daytona. He passed Rusty Wallace on the last lap. It was his 13th Busch Grand National victory. In fact, he retired from Busch Racing last year and sold his whole team to fisherman Hank Parker. David Bonnet now drives that car after Hank took a couple of turns in it. David Bonnet's now the driver. Waltrip says, that's it. I'm going to concentrate just on Winston Cup. And then it said they were coming to Nashville.
Hank, he'll be after you next week to sell it back. That's always does. Look at Chad Little come by on the outside. He's making up one of those laps right now on Darrell Waltrip.
And that will put Chad back into the lead lap, we're told. He is now on the tail end of the lead lap. So that's 6 cars on the lead lap. Waltrip, Johnny Benson, David Green, Terry Labonte, now Larry Pearson and Chad Little, both at the tail end of that lead lap. 1 lap down, Kenny Wallace and Mike McLaughlin. 2 laps back, Jeff Green. Jeff Green along with Rick Wilson, who has just pitted, and the rest of the field. Well, Darrell Waltrip's won a lot of races here in Nashville, but also he's had some really close calls, some hair-raising incidents, and tells us about it.
One time we were here testing, or practicing before the races. I went into turn 1. Something happened to the steering. I went up, hit the outside wall, just grazed it. Thought I I'd done a heck of a job of saving my car, and the next thing I know, it turned dead left, jumped the inside guardrail, and landed right where my truck's sitting down in the pit right now, upside down. If there's anything that can happen to you, good or bad, it's happened to me right here.
Well, right now it's all good, Mike, but I tell you one thing, we've got to work on those sunglasses. Those have to be within 2% of the ugliest thing I've ever looked at.
Stevie doesn't like them.
No, his wife says, I really don't like him, Darrell.
Darrell says either you got it or you don't. He's got it. Glenn?
Well, guys, this is the first time that Darrell Waltrip has ever driven for Terry Labonte. Now, way back in 1985, Terry Labonte drove Darrell Waltrip's Busch Grand National car in Charlotte. He won the race. It's, like I said, it's the first time Darrell's ever driven for Terry. He's trying to return the favor. Only one other person has driven Terry Labonte's Busch Grand National cars. That's his brother Bob. He did it twice. One time he sat on the pole. The other time he won the race in Michigan. I'd say the odds look pretty good for Darrell.
I'd say they do. Battle here. 44, David Green, the series champion. 74, Johnny Benson. That will change second place in favor of David Green. Now he's got to close down on the man that, as a youngster, he used to come here to watch and cheer for. Darrell Waltrip leading David Green. So the hometown boys have risen to the forefront here at Nashville. We'll be right back.
It's Racing Roundup. Welcome Phil Parsons, driver of the number 99 Luxair Chevrolet. Phil, ready for the big race?
Don't think I'm going.
What?
You know how hot it gets in that car.
Oh, sure, Phil, but you're,
comfortable right here at home with high-performance Luxair Central Air.
But what about your fans?
Fans? You don't need fans in a house with Luxair Central Air.
Thank you, Phil Parsons.
Folks, look in the yellow pages for your Luxair dealer or call 1-800-LUXAIR.
It has long been known that kids will fight over almost anything. So to prevent disputes over pizza, Pizza Hut has come up with a new method that makes sure each and every slice gets the right amount of great stuff.
Would you like the last slice? Let's split.
Thus ensuring a lasting peace. Temporarily.
Coast to coast, from small communities to urban America. By building on the success of local independent businesses, this once little-known company has quietly grown surprisingly big. In fact, today it serves you at over 13,000 locations across America. More than any of these companies you already know. Citgo, the sign of quality.
Peerless Faucet didn't come up with the idea for a spout long and high enough to reach over and into large objects. We merely adapted it for the kitchen. High-rise faucet designs by Peerless. Get more out of your faucet than just water.
Now at Pep Boys, get any 4 35,000-mile Cornell 800 all-season tires at an incredible low $99.96. That's right, any size, any set of 4, just $99.96 at Pep Boys now.
For information on Featherlight trailers, call 1-800-800-1230. Featherlight is the official trailer of NASCAR. .41 laps to go, and David Green has passed Darrell Waltrip for the lead. Looks like Darrell's car has started to trail off, buddy.
Well, I think Darrell just used up everything right now. He's on the bottom of the racetrack. You see, he's even staying out of the way and just letting David Green go right on by. Not much of a battle there. He just goes by. Now he has about a 20-car length lead over Darrell.
Darrell will be hoping for a caution. As the third-place car, Johnny Benson, comes to pit road. Well, that's a little bit of a surprise, but remember, Benson only got 2 tires on his last stop. The rest of the leaders all took on 4. So at lap 280, with 40 laps to go, Benson is back in. Here's Ralph.
He will take 4 tires this time, Mike, and if he needs to, he can take another 2, because he has 1 pair of tires left to go. They get the right side done. They're a little slow doing that. Dan Gibbs and the boys swing around to the left side of the car now. They'll put those left side tires on, while Johnny's wife, Debbie, cleans off that front grill. As soon as they get the car back down, he'll be back into it.
He was in the pits just 37 laps ago for those right side tires, and he will lose at least 1 lap with that 28-second pit stop. There's David Green, your race leader, defending champion, but he got off to a really slow start this season. David is 24th in the points.
Whoa, John. I was watching the race there instead of watching the monitor. Johnny Benson almost went out of here. But David Green right now doing whatever he needs to do to really protect this lead. He's moving away. I mean, this car is absolutely hooked to the racetrack.
He has a 6.5 second lead right now on Darrell Waltrip and Terry Labonte. Larry Pearson is 4th. Chad Little is 5th. They are all on the lead lap. And that lead of Green seems to be increasing as Waltrip continues to backslide.
Yeah, Darrell's way off the pace right now. Johnny Benson just got by him on the back straightaway over there to take over second. And Darrell's not putting up much of a battle now. Chad Little's going by him on the outside. There's your leader, David Green, coming up the back straightaway.
There's Chad Little going past Darrell Waltrip. That will be for second place.
There's something awry there because the car seems to be running down the straightaway. You see Setzer on the outside there. They run pretty even till about right here. Darrell's car is really off in the center part of the corner.
Here comes Terry Labonte for 3rd as Darrell keeps it down on the bottom of the racetrack. His teammate for the day, Terry Labonte, will come around the outside. Glenn Jarrett, what's wrong with Darrell's car?
Mike, I came down here and asked the crew. They didn't tell me anything. They just pointed to the tires down on the ground. He's out of tires. They're just worn out. He cannot get the car through the corner. He's just taking it easy, hoping he'll get a caution. He, like the other cars, have one more set of fresh tires. Doesn't want to have to stop them all in the green. Out of tires.
Thanks, Glenn. 34 laps to go. And several of these drivers desperately needing a caution flag to get some fresh rubber to run to the finish. We'll be right back.
There was no mistake about it. I was definitely in cruiser heaven. Even my wife looked somehow different. And there I was prowling the streets on the new Kawasaki Vulcan 800. V-twin rumbling, chrome gleaming in the sun. Is this for real? Or am I just dreaming?
The Vulcan 800 from Kawasaki. It's as real as it gets.
Sprint cars, NASCAR, Indy cars, through the years, I've driven them all.
Haviland Formula 3 from Texaco.
One thing I've learned, no matter what you drive, you've got to take care of it. Haviland is the one.
No other leading motor oil offers more complete protection to help your car run better, last longer, even if you haven't been driving as long as Mario.
There's an old Italian saying, when you're cooking, you've got to use the right oil.
Haviland Formula 3. Why add just any motor oil? Add more life to your car.
Nashville's most famous finish came in 1984. Neil Bonnet, number 12, battled Jeff Bodine's number 5 for the lead. Bonnet suffered this spin, but came charging right back to the front. A crash with 1 lap to go took out Bobby Allison and Rusty Wallace. Waltrip and teammate Bonnet raced to the flag. Neil went to victory lane, but the caution had already waved, and Waltrip was the winner. Took them 3 days to decide the winner, but they ruled that the caution flag came out as the white flag waved, and they had already taken the caution. Bonnet did beat Darrell to the checker, but it was for naught.
Neil's always told me that I won that race. I'm going to tell you that.
We have 27 laps to go. Ooh, Johnny Benson on fresh tires takes a lap back from David Green, and that puts Benson back into the lead lap. Let's go to Ralph Shaheen.
Well, we got Bobby Labonte down here who's parking out orders to his team. Are you in pretty good shape here? Are you confident with the shape you're in right now?
I think so. Our main concern right now is Chad Little. He's got 4 tires fresher than us. We're in traffic right now, so it's going to be close, I'm sure. But David's good at this track. Hopefully the Slim Jim crew did a good job. They did. So we'll find out here.
Well, what are you telling him right now with Chad on his tail?
Watch out for all the slow cars.
So he's got to get back up top and spot where they are. David Green works around Darrell Waltrip. Johnny Benson has just been flying up through traffic. There's Benson under Kenny Wallace, just going out of view, trying to get himself back into contention here. They're stuck behind Shane Hall for the moment.
That's Kenny Wallace on the outside there in the 8 car. Benson's kind of sandwiched in right now. He's wanting to go because he has pressure tires, but he's pinned in behind leftover cars right now.
Now Benson, due to that second pit stop, is still 1 lap down, we're told. Well, thanks to Gail Connor, who lap charts all these TNN races for us, and without her help, we wouldn't know where we were. Again, we don't have the assistance of the computerized scoring NASCAR uses today. 5 cars are on the lead lap. David Green, Chad Little, Terry Labonte, Larry Pearson, and Kenny Wallace. 1 lap down, Darrell Waltrip, Mike McLaughlin, and Johnny Benson. 2 laps back, Tim Fedowa and Robbie Reiser.
You know, Mike, you just said something. Darrell Waltrip's a lap down now. About 15 laps back, he was leading this thing. That's how bad the tires get here. When they go away, I mean, it's absolutely impossible to drive these race cars.
With 22 to go, buddy, second place is closing in. Chad Little, in 10 laps, gained 2.5 seconds on David Green.
Well, what Chad has to do now is really be very regimented. He cannot overrun the tires and use them up before he gets to Green if he plans to win this race.
David Green rolls it off into turn number 3 as Chad Little comes out of the second corner down the back straightaway, and at 6.3 seconds that lead has stabilized.
Well, Chad, as you can see, is caught back up in lap over traffic right now. What he needs is a breakthrough here, get by everybody cleanly, and he can close in. But right now, he's fighting that sandwich.
Time for our Peerless Faucet Innovation in Motion Award, sponsored by Peerless Faucet. Get more out of your faucet than just water. Larry McReynolds.
You know, for years and years, after a team would make a pit stop, they'd have to send a gas runner way away to the gas pumps, see how much gas the fuel can held, bring it back and tell the crew chief before they could figure the fuel mileage. Now teams know that a can of gas, when it's full, approximately weighs 80 pounds. So after a pit stop, they take just really a regular old pair of bathroom scales. After the gas is dumped, they stick it on the scales. They know that gas per gallon weighs approximately 6.25 gallons. So, for example, if the can weighed 18 pounds after a stop, they would know that they used 10 gallons and could figure their mileage immediately.
Thanks, Larry. Thanks to Peerless Faucet.
It's nice to hear somebody explain that. We used to just run to and start skipping and then come in and get some.
Some days, still do. There'll be 17 laps to go. Can David Green hold back Chad Little? We'll come back and find out here live on TNN.
Funny thing about March Madness, as more teams drop out, more friends drop in. Fewer teams, more friends. Good thing Pizza Hut has the March Madness meal deal. Buy any large regular price pizza and we'll throw in a dozen free buffalo wings plus a free NCAA tournament guidebook. Because by the time only 2 teams are left, you're going to have a lot of friends. The March Madness meal deal.
With Minwax polyurethane, you can do more than admire your wood. You can live with it, too, because Minwax contains pure urethane oil to protect wood while giving it beauty you can really live with. Minwax keeps wood beautiful.
Before introduction, a Moen faucet is tested at least 500,000 times against leaks and drips. So it's hard to find a more reliable faucet, no matter how you look at it. Moen. Buy it for looks. Buy it for life.
Today on TNN Outdoors. No matter where adventure finds him, Ron Shearer knows why they call it the Great American Outdoors. Today on TNN Outdoors.
You know, when you buy a Park Avenue, you got quality, so I go mostly by looks. Because it's just like you meet a person, you fall in love. You got to have that car. Wife says, you must be crazy. What made me mad, so I went down and traded in on a Park Avenue. She just loves it. She's Park Avenue all the way. She's got the reason I'm driving my pickup. She's got the car.
I had no idea there was something going on behind my walls. Turns out it was termites. Oh, I had a termite service. They offered to retreat after I paid for the repairs. So I'm switching to Sears. They won't just treat my home. they'll give me a $250,000 repair guarantee to protect my home. For my money, there's no such thing as termite protection without a repair guarantee.
Get guaranteed termite protection from Sears.
Also ask about Sears' once-a-year pest control service.
10 laps to go for David Green. Not only was drag racing, live drag racing, rained out at Gainesville, Florida today, but we had hoped to bring you the Craftsman by Super Truck Challenge from Sonoma, California today at 6 p.m. Eastern. Rains and flooding have postponed it to Saturday, October 7th, but you will see it right here at 6 p.m. Eastern on October 7th on TNN Motorsports. David Green trying to hold back Chad Little, Terry Labonte, Larry Pearson, and Kenny Wallace, the top 5. Let's go Larry McReynolds.
I'm going to tell you, tip of the hat really to the 8-car bunch, the Kenny Wallace car today. They've been in several accidents. They've just been digging all day, but one thing that has been failed to be mentioned, they have been on 7 cylinders basically since the very beginning of the race. So I think that says a lot for how much horsepower you need on this slick racetrack.
Oh, yeah, that's just like a long time ago when we run the Hemis. A lot of times, if you lost the cylinder, you'd pick up speed because you would get a bite on the racetrack. David Green is driving flawless right now. Here comes Larry Pearson on the outside there. Race leader at one time, but now he's hanging on.
There are 3 Labonte-owned cars in the top 8. David Green, the leader. Terry Labonte in 3rd. Darrell Waltrip now in 8th.
Ooh, look at the front end of Kenny Wallace's car. Looks like that Bulldog's been feeding up there on the nose of that thing.
Closing laps, 8 to go. On the lead lap, David Green, Chad Little, Terry Labonte, Larry Pearson, and the 8-car of Kenny Wallace. This is the battle for 4th place. You're watching right here. 1 lap down. Mike McLaughlin, Johnny Benson, Darrell Waltrip. 2 laps back. Good run for Robbie Reiser today, Tim Fedowa, and Phil Parsons.
Rodney Combs run well. He was penalized for a little bumpiness way back yonder, but he's run a good, steady race all day.
Kenny Wallace trying to take 4th from Larry Pearson in these closing laps. Well, that bump didn't hurt the look of that Bulldog any.
Here comes Kenny side by side from Larry Pearson. He's going to get by. A little slow car there coming out of the corner. He got by.
Tim Fedowa with the Duragloss number 55 there, part of that. That was the white car to the outside when Wallace made his move. 4 laps to go.
Yeah, when we say slow car, we mean out of tires. Everybody's fast here. They're just out of tires, a lot of them.
Phil Parsons gets past Tim Fedowa. That's for about 10th spot. Here's Patty Moise on fresher tires than the race leader, taking back a lap from David Green. 3 to go.
There's David Green on the outside running that wider line, not pinching the car a bunch, not using any more tire than he has to. Looks very good.
Just trying to stay out of trouble right now. His lead has been cut to half a straightaway over Chad Little. Terry Labonte in 3rd, well back. With 2 to go. David Green was track champion here, won almost every race the year he won the title. What a great homecoming for him.
Boy, it's got to feel good. I tell you what, I was lucky enough to win in Charlotte on numerous occasions at my home track, and this means a lot. Here's Johnny Benson trying to get a lap back on David Green. Johnny Benson's run a fine race today. Just made those extra pit stops, and right now he's just trying to get back on the lead lap.
Benson will keep the point lead over Terry Labonte. And David Green, who came in here 24th in points after a very tough start to the season, is on his way back toward the front. White flag in the air, checker to follow, David Green.
Chad Little comes off a corner sideways there. He didn't give up. I tell you, he ran the last lap as hard as the first.
And Chad Little ran down to within a second and a half of David Green at the checkered flag. Balance of the field coming around to take the checker here at Nashville. And David Green will get his 3rd career Busch Grand National victory. Gainesville, Georgia in '91, Bristol, Tennessee last year in his championship season. And today, 3 wins, all on short tracks. And a popular homecoming for David Green.
See Chad Little ride up beside David Green. Congratulations. I'm proud of these boys. Even when you run second, you want to always acknowledge the guy that wins. Little victory lap here.
second to Chad Little, third to Terry Labonte, fourth Larry Pearson, fourth Kenny Wallace, fifth Larry Pearson. They were all on the lead lap. We'll take a break before we go to Victory Lane and talk to David Green as Busch Series Racing returns to Nashville, Tennessee. We'll be right back.
Funny thing about March Madness, as more teams drop out, more friends drop in. Fewer teams, more friends. Good thing Pizza Hut has the March Madness meal deal. Buy any large regular price pizza and we'll throw in a dozen free buffalo wings plus a free NCAA tournament guidebook. Because by the time only 2 teams are left, you're gonna have a lot of friends. The March Madness meal deal.
Hold it. This isn't you, it's an older guy.
Oh, that was before I got rid of my gray hair with Just for Men hair color.
Come on, that's too natural to be hair coloring.
Just for Men. Apply and in 5 minutes rinse. Gray is blended away for a totally natural look.
Think it'll work for me?
In 5 minutes.
Just for Men looks too natural to be hair coloring. And now try Just for Men Color Gel for the hard-to-color hair of mustaches and beards. Brush in, rinse out. Just 5 minutes.
You got the winning color. When it comes to getting my oil change, it's basically a no-brainer. I mean, I always use Pennzoil. If you don't keep something lubricated, it's not going to last.
Now with the revolutionary Pennstar molecule, Pennzoil clings to moving parts. Works like liquid ball bearings.
It's showtime, baby! Play Pennzoil 4 to the Final Four. Win 1 of 4 trips for 2 to the Final Four in 95 or 96. Over 86,000 other prizes. Get details where you buy Pennzoil. It'll be awesome, baby!
Maybe it's because their frames are welded instead of bolted. Or because their decks are stamped from a single piece of steel. Or maybe it's the fact that they have the highest resale value in the industry.
Oh, hey, I always wanted one of these. Thanks.
But the truth is, when people are asked what kind of long tractor they'd like as a gift,
Happy birthday, Dad.
most say the same thing.
Today's exclusive coverage of the Opryland USA 320 on TNN is brought to you by John Deere, makers of quality lawn and grounds care equipment.
Glenn Jarrett's in Victory Lane.
Well, thanks, Mike. You know, there's no better way than to put an end to a bad start for a season than what David Green did here today to win on the track that you grew up racing on. What a day you had.
Well, I knew, Slim Jim crew, we had a great race car every race this year, and we just had the opposite of what Johnny Benson's had, and that's, no luck at all. And, man, the car was awesome, but, man, coming back home, it's always tough, because you want to do so well, and I was disappointed in qualifying, but, man, those Goodyear tires hung in there somehow. I don't know, but this Monte Carlo was awesome today.
Well, David, it looked to me like watching from the pits that you were able to keep the car in shape pretty much all day. You didn't really abuse the tires, and it looked to me like that was the key. You got as much out of the tires as you could, but you basically just took what they gave you.
Well, I got some awful good teachers, Bobby and Terry Labonte and, Darrell there. I wanted to pass him early, but I think he was telling me something, and it paid off. And I want to say hi to Mike Alexander. I know he's probably not here. I hadn't seen him, but, buddy, this one's for you, buddy.
Was Bobby Labonte, your car owner, on the radio coaching you through that? I know sometimes when the car works so good, you want to run it harder than you really need to.
Well, that's true, and Bobby's, he's on to me, and he's good to me, and he just wants the best, and like I said, without a guy like that, I wouldn't be here, number one, and number two, we wouldn't be in Victory Lane.
Well, congratulations to David Green. Here, man, have a Slim Jim. Let's go to Ralph Shaheen.
Well, Chad Little's over here getting something cool to drink. Quite a day out there with tires. Did you just run out at the end?
Well, we ran out, but, I got in that skirmish with some other cars down there in 3 and 4, and, I was afraid I might have hurt the tires because I really slid sideways around the whole corner, and then again I had to lock them up, and, I was afraid if we didn't pit then, it would have backfired on us, so it was time, so we got out of sequence just a little bit because we wanted to wait another 10 or 15 laps, but, all in all, the car ran great. We had the good setup for the tires, or the best that we could anyway, and the crew did a great job, and pit stops went well, and I do want to say hi to Greg, our car owner. His mom's really sick, and she had surgery a couple days ago, so I know Greg's watching, and I want to say hi and tell him that we had a good day.
There was one point during the race where you got in quite a little skirmish going on out there. What took place?
Well, I don't know, how racing is sometimes. It was on a restart, and I don't believe that the 43 car was on the lead lap, and I started behind him, and I had fresh tires, so there's such a speed difference. You really had to be careful with fresh tires versus racing with somebody who had used tires, because there's 2.5, 3 seconds a lap difference, and that's a lot of ways. So it was just one of those deals. We got together, and I thought it was just racing, but I guess he's a little upset.
We're only a few races into the season, but your luck has been pretty good. What do you got to do to keep it going, to keep it towards the championship?
I guess finish eating my Wheaties in the morning, and I don't know. We want to continue focusing on the process and not worry about the results, and that's where we are right now. It's just working on that.
Let's catch back up with Glenn Jarrett. Thank you.
Well, thanks, Ralph. I interviewed what we were told was the winner of the race, but Johnny Benson sitting here, and he says he won the race. Johnny?
Well, I tell you what, everybody went a lap down, and I passed David back twice and got him back at that end. We won this race, and I don't know what to say. I mean, they're checking it, because like I say, there's no doubt. I think we won. I'm pretty sure we won. We passed them back 2 times. Once back to get our lap back. Once right there at the last lap. I mean, how much more you need to do? Lifton T Chevrolet ran great. K-Tech put us a great engine together. Goodyear tires are awesome today.
Well, you had a little bit different strategy at one time during the race here. You came in and only put on 2 tires, 2 right side tires. The rest of the guys all put on 4. What was the strategy there?
That's why we're still on that lead lap that they're saying that we're not. That's why we run the race. And I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Like I say, we're definitely checking it out.
Okay, we're just going to wait and see what happens. An interesting situation here. Let's go to Larry McReynolds.
I'm here with 3rd place finisher Terry Labonte. Terry, another top 5 finish for the M&W Windows Chevrolet. A lot of different strategies used during the pit, and what can you tell us on that?
Well, it's kind of a messed up deal, really. The tires would just go away too fast, and then you had a limit, of course. So we had a set of tires left, and we didn't get a caution flag there when we needed it, but we got a little far behind and never could get caught up. We just kind of stayed right there, but it was a good run for us.
Seemed like a lot of the top teams had tires left over, everybody but Chad Little. If you had it to redo, would you do anything any different there?
No, not really, because you just don't ever know if you're going to get a caution flag, and that's what we planned on, getting a caution flag late. And if we would have had new tires along with some of the other guys, so it would have been a little different in the finish. Maybe David Green had a set left too, so he would have probably still won it.
That's the story from 3rd place finisher Terry Labonte.
Thanks, Larry. Checking with Gail Connor, who scores for us. You'll see here on the white flag lap, Johnny Benson does indeed pass David Green. But Benson stopped for 2 tires under green at lap 243 and 4 tires under the green flag at lap 280, and got lapped enough times by David Green in the process of having made that extra pit stop that he would be on the tail end of the lead lap at the finish. So let's show you what we have at the finish. Again, we do not have access today to NASCAR scoring, but this is our best estimate of how it turns out here today. David Green the winner, Chad Little, Terry Labonte, Kenny Wallace, Larry Pearson, and Johnny Benson on the lead lap. Mike McLaughlin, the first V6 to finish, in 7th. Darrell Waltrip 8th, Robbie Reiser 9th, and Jeff Green finishing 10th. Phil Parsons, Tim Fedowa, Rick Wilson, Hermie Sadler, and Bobby Hamilton, the top 15. Then Rodney Combs, Bobby Dotter, Tracy Leslie, Dennis Setzer, and the first rookie to finish is Jeff Fuller in 20th. Jason Keller, Tommy Houston, Bobby Hillen, Dirk Stevens, and Doug Hever on the top 25. Then Shane Hall in his Busch debut, Patty Moise, L.W. Miller, Jim Bound, and Elton Sawyer, the top 30. Curtis Markham, second rookie in the race, Kirk Shelmerdine, Randy Porter with a V6, Stevie Reeves, and Jeff Purvis, 35th. These cars all out of the race. Sterling Marlin, Joe Bessie, Mike Waltrip, John Tanner, and Chris Diamond. Again, those results are unofficial. We'll be back to Nashville Speedway, where David Green celebrates in victory lane at his home racetrack. We'll be right back.
Earl! Hey, Randy, what's new?
New? How about 7 new tractors for shaft drive in every model? Auto gear transmission or auto hydro?
Introducing the all-new Cub Cadet Series 2000 tractor line. In all, over 50 new features in every model.
Hey, Randy, what's new? The steering, the seat, the clutch, the gas cap, the PTO switch, the headlights, the ignition. Decaf. Oh, they got these new tires, with these grooves in them that improve
all in the Series 2000 from Cub Cadet.
Get ready for all the racing action you can handle. Phone now and get the official directory for the NASCAR Winston Cup Series. Get track maps, seating charts, driver bios and stats, scorecards and schedules for all the races, plus the latest weather, tickets, qualifying times, and a detailed trip planning guide, all for only $21.95.
Get this guide. Heck, I'd buy it for the picture on the cover.
Phone 1-800-RACE-345 now and we'll ship immediately.
Thanks a lot.
Delicious. It was wonderful.
Okay.
What's all the fuss about?
Look, it's Dave. Thanks, Dave.
Why is everybody thanking Dave?
Way to go, Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
Well, Wendy's delicious Monterey Ranch chicken sandwich is back with Wendy's whole breast filet, Monterey Jack, and creamy ranch dressing with bacon. It's the sandwich everybody loves.
And Dave, I just want to say thanks.
Well, that's a relief.
Just a reminder, a well-maintained car can help you avoid crack-ups. 4 out of 5 cars need maintenance. Is yours one of them?
Tonight on TNN Outdoors, on Fishing with Orlando Wilson, Orlando reveals the secrets to really big bass. On Fishing with Roland Martin, Roland reels in the best angling action from Miami to Michigan. On Bassmasters, Ray Scott hosts top tournament competition where it's a test for the best. And on the Great American Outdoors, if you're looking for adventure, Ron Shearer's got it. Catch all the action tonight on TNN Outdoors.
Nashville Speedway was built in 1891 as a horse racing track. Automobiles followed soon after, and the track flourished through the 1980s, the last Grand National race taking place in '89. It has sustained since as a weekly track, but today, Busch Grand National Racing returns to Nashville, bringing back fond memories to those who grew up here.
I've been coming here, I guess, since I was, 1, 2 year old, and used to be a big old fairgrounds right here, up top here, and like the old state fair deal, and we used to race around, has a little place we used to foot race around, me and some boys when we was 6, 7 year old, and it burned down in '66, and they put another bleachers, and we'd always go to Fair Park across the hill here, and we'd get on the Dodgems. We'd have our own race, and we knew when the feature was going to start, when Daddy was going to run, and we'd come back over here and watch the race.
My very first memory was when my grandfather was building race cars for Marty Robbins. They snuck me in the pit, and for me to, for them to have me, they put a fishing stool on top of our tow truck, and I sat on the back straightaway and watched the races, and I was like 8 or 9 years old, so that's my very first memory of this place.
There used to be there still is, there's a big hill at the end of the grandstand, and we would always, while Darrell was out here racing, me and a bunch of my friends from down here, we were only 8 or 10 years old, and we made us a racetrack that we would run on foot, kind of like an obstacle course, and they had race cars all night, and we would run around on that hill over there until we'd go get in the seats in the stands and fall asleep.
I won a race going backwards across the start-finish line here. I led every lap but one here in the Winston Cup race. My first Winston Cup win was right here in 1975. I mean, this is me. This is my history. That's what I'm all about right here. This is home.
It's home for the Waltrips, and it's home today for David Green. He'll get to play a few notes on that Nighthawk Gibson, and that'll hang proudly on the wall of his home.
Doodle-doo-doo-doo.
Well, nobody fell asleep today, as Mike Waltrip said they used to do. Let's find out what happened to the leader of the Tennessee gang. Here's Larry McReynolds.
I'm standing here with Darrell Waltrip. Darrell, you've probably got more laps around this place than all these guys put together. A lot of different strategy went on there. Never expected to see those long green runs. How you sum that up?
Well, Larry, I'm sitting here. I got 4 aces. They're stacked up right here behind me. They still got the labels on them. Saved them too long. And hoped for a caution. Was going to come down and get the caution. We had a brand new set. We'd win the race, but we didn't get it. And this kind of racing is a little different for my guys. They don't think like that. They think about just coming and getting 4 when you need them, and that's what we probably should have done, but we was trying to play strategy, and I've sat there in the booth and talked about people doing it all the time, and bite you here too. But had a great day. M&W Windows, Western Auto, my guys. I had a lot of fun. I sat on pole, and it was a very enjoyable weekend. It's been beautiful weather. I didn't tear Terry's car up. He might let me drive it again. I get in my car and drive on back down to Franklin and get ready for Darlington.
Isn't it kind of strange? Before the race, everybody was concerned. Oh, Lord, we've only got 4 sets of tires. What are we going to do? And it looked like everybody had a set left over.
Well, it went green so much, I think, is one thing, and everybody was kind of waiting for that magic caution. The other thing I like to say, I'd like to thank the Lord for a safe day. We had a great weekend here, and the weather's been beautiful, and praise the Lord for that.
That's the story from Darrell Waltrip. Back up to you, Mike.
Darrell did lead 32 laps today and looked like he had a lot of fun. I want to thank the folks at Racing Electronics for their in-car radio hookup with Darrell. Sorry we did not get a chance to talk to him under green today as he and we had hoped. We'll be right back.
Imagine it's possible to change the way a car performs over time with Clean System 3 Power Plus and Power Premium. For cars that can benefit from higher octane, a breakthrough in Texaco technology, an advanced system of engine cleaning for higher performance, lower emissions, and improved mileage. Clean System 3 Power Plus and Power Premium from Texaco. Give us 60 days and watch what can happen.
When I punch the clock, I'm a working machine. I got boots that do the job, got my Wolverines. Lay a span of bridge, make that molten steel pour. I can build a better country and keep coming back for more. I can work like hell with my hands and my tools, cause I feel like heaven in my Wolverine boots. Wolverine DuraShocks, guaranteed comfort or your money back. Work like hell, feel like heaven. Wolverine DuraShocks, made in the USA.
Why do I think the Whopper just beat the Wendy's single in a taste test? In my opinion, it's because the Whopper's round and the Wendy's single is square. Get it? Square burgers, pointy corners. Of course, most people would tell you they prefer the Whopper because it's flame-broiled over open flames, not fried like the Wendy's single. But what gets me are those pointy corners hanging out of a round bun. Where do you put the condiments? These are big problems.
The burger that beat Wendy's single, the Whopper Value Meal for $2.99 at Burger King.
Dear Midas, my wife's brake light had been flashing on, so we took the car to a repair shop. They failed to properly inspect the brakes and solve the problem. Then we took the car to Midas. Russ did a proper inspection and told me,
oh, your brake pads are worn, causing your master cylinder to use more brake fluid, in turn causing your light to go on.
Then I got new pads and a guarantee. I should complain to that repair shop, but I wanted to congratulate you instead. Thank you, Dave Buchanan.
Today's exclusive coverage of the Opryland USA 320 on TNN has been brought to you by Haviland Formula 3 Motor Oil. Add more life to your car.
Today's Opryland 320 NASCAR race helped kick off a major marketing alliance where Gaylord Entertainment and NASCAR offer Opryland USA as the official NASCAR destination. Quite a natural because fans of NASCAR and fans of country music are the same folks. So congratulations to Opryland and NASCAR. Well, Busch Racing is back, buddy. A lot of fun today and quite a show.
You know, next time we come here, there'll be brand new pavement here. You talk about a fast racetrack, it'll be like it used to be. And I guarantee the improvements on this racetrack, get ready, folks.
Talk about a tight point chase. Johnny Benson leads Terry Labonte as they head to Darlington. Chad Little dropped just 4 points behind Benson. With his finish, Rodney Combs, fourth in the points still. Phil Parsons moves up to fifth. In the Busch Series standings, from sixth, Kenny Wallace, now sixth. Jason Keller, seventh. Jeff Green, eighth. Jim Bound dropped from fifth to ninth. And Mike McLaughlin moves from 13th into the top 10. Well, we had hoped to bring you drag racing and super truck racing today, but the super truck race, the Subway event out at is submerged out at Sears Point, California. They're heavily underwater. So Saturday, October 7th, you'll see that live here on TNN. So tonight, here's what we'll show you on the Nashville Network. At 6 p.m., the exciting world of speed and beauty. At 6:30, trucks and tractor power. At 7 o'clock, at its regular time, inside Winston Cup Racing and Race Day at its regular time at 7:30 p.m., followed by Championship Rodeo. You know, buddy, it used to be that the Winston Cup drivers could come in and they could just kind of clean house at some of these Busch events, but boy, we sure didn't see that today. We haven't seen that at all this season.
No, I tell you what, these guys are getting more and more experienced at running on Busch Grand National level, and they can hold their own with anybody. And by the way, those rodeo guys, let me tell you, they're right in there with the racers. They're wild people.
They earn their money as well. Want to thank Len Jarrett, Ralph Shaheen, and Larry McReynolds from Robert Gates Racing for patrolling the pits for us today. For Buddy Baker, this is Mike Joy congratulating David Green on his 3rd Busch Grand National Series win. And what a place to come home to and drive it all the way to Victory Lane, but Nashville, Tennessee. So long from the Music City, folks. TNN, the Nashville Network, has been proud to be with you today in Nashville, Tennessee, the home of country music, and now, once again, the home of great stock car racing. So long, everybody.
Alabama Hot Country Nights, Monday on TNN.
Thus far. And the youth movement continued in Atlanta as 1994 Rookie of the Year Johnny Benson pushed his Chevrolet to the front for the final 7 laps, thus notching the win and the point lead for the 31-year-old Grand Rapids, Michigan driver. Speaking of point leaders, last year's champion David Green rebounded from early season misery to claim his first win of the year last week at his home track in Nashville, Tennessee.
Coming back home, it's always tough, you know, because you want to do so well, and I was disappointed in qualifying, but this Monte Carlo was awesome today.
It's tradition in Music City. David Green celebrates with a commemorative guitar in Victory Lane as he and others get tuned up and ready for Darlington.